Chapter 1786. The third round had just begun. Qin Feng hadn't even made a move yet, but he had already become the first participant to enter the Pill Refinery Conference. After more than 2 hours, the battles in the other venues had all ended. After the first round of the Martial Training Conference, there were only 1,200 cultivators left to participate in the following rounds. Jiang Fian had already stood up to read out the rankings of the Martial Training Conference. When she read out the first place Xiao Feng's name, the cultivators below the stage cried out in surprise. Wu Xian's eyes flashed with a cold, murderous intent. The first round of the Martial Training Conference has ended. Now, there are a total of 1,234 cultivators who have advanced. I hereby announce the official start of the second round of the Pill Refinery Conference. Following Jiang Fian's announcement, the surroundings were filled with waves of noise. The Genius Conference held by the Binji City Square was to test the cultivators' all-roundness. Only cultivators who excelled in all aspects were worthy of the title of the Northern Sand Continent's top 10 genius cultivators. The venue for the Pill Refinery Conference was still in the middle of the plaza. Qin Feng became more and more interested in this grade 9 array. The array was divided into tens of thousands of smaller arrays. At this moment, there were pill furnaces and some medicinal ingredients used for concocting pills. It was evident that there was a teleportation array hidden in this large array. The participating cultivators had already found their own venues to concoct pills. Many of them took out their own pill furnaces. They simply didn't care about the normal pill furnaces provided by the Binji City Square. Qin Feng had a heaven and earth cauldron, but he didn't plan to use it. Previously, Long Qianjun had prepared to give him a heaven and earth cauldron. It was said that the heaven and earth cauldron was one of the Northern Sand Continent's 8 great spiritual cauldrons. However, Qin Feng could tell that the heaven and earth cauldron wasn't as good as the heaven and earth cauldron. If he took out the heaven and earth cauldron in front of everyone, it would definitely cause a commotion and bring unnecessary trouble. Participating cultivators, there are the same medicinal ingredients and pill furnaces provided in your respective arrays. Everyone can use their own pill furnaces to concoct pills, but you can only use the medicinal ingredients provided by the Binji City Square. Now, I will announce the Pill Refinery Conference's examination questions. Everyone is required to concoct 2 types of pills specified by the Binji City Square, and then concoct a random pill. The points will be based on the concoction technique, time, medicinal properties, quality, and many other factors. For many of the cultivators present, this was not their first time participating in the Convention of Geniuses. Thus, the moment Jiang Fian's words fell, many of the cultivators within the array formation got busy. Qin Feng wasn't in a hurry to make his move. Actually, he wasn't very clear about the requirements of the Alchemy Conference. However, when he looked at the pill furnace, he understood a lot. This array actually had a void array within it. Some words appeared above the pill furnace. They were the names of the 2 types of pills designated by the Binji market: Gold Elemental Elixir and Spiritual Essence Elixir. Qin Feng was very familiar with the names of these 2 elixirs. When he had gone to the Elixir Association to test for the identity of an alchemy master, he had refined the consciousness elixir. As for the Golden Yuan pill, it was an 8th grade, 6th grade golden pill that could help a late-stage Saint King Realm cultivator break through quickly. After looking at the pills designated by the Binji market, Qin Feng suddenly felt a little puzzled. Whether it was the Golden Yuan pill or the consciousness elixir, they were both golden pill quality pills. Moreover, this was the venue of the Northern Sand Continent's Genius Convention. How could the standards for alchemy be so low? However, he soon understood. After all, the Convention of Geniuses was not the Pill Association of Pill City. It had to be known that the Convention of Geniuses didn't just test alchemy. Moreover, the age limit for participating cultivators was 50 years old or younger. Alchemists in the Northern Sand Continent were extremely rare, and pill kings under the age of 50 could be counted on one's fingers. No wonder the predetermined pill is only golden pill quality. If it was a king-grade pill, I'm afraid only a few people would be able to refine it. Qin Feng muttered to himself. He had already roughly understood the situation of the Alchemy Conference. His heart immediately relaxed. This was not the Pill Association of Pill City where alchemists gathered, and with his current status as a 3rd grade, 7th grade Pill King, he didn't have to worry about anything. Bang! Qianfen glanced around and found that the other cultivators had already started their alchemy. There were even a few cultivators with excellent alchemy skills who were about to finish their pills. He didn't waste any more time and immediately shot a few balls of flame into the bottom of the furnace. It had to be known that the time taken to refine pills was also a key factor in the final score. Senior Qiao Feng is actually using an ordinary furnace provided by the Binji market. His fire seed is also an ordinary inner fire. This doesn't match Senior Qiao Feng's status, right? Sigh. Looks like Qiao Feng is only skilled in the martial Dao. I'm afraid he's just a beginner in the aspect of alchemy. Because Qianfen won the previous martial arts conference, he instantly became the focus of the audience. Many cultivators below the stage were paying attention to him. When they saw the process of his alchemy, they sighed. Because of the soundproof array, Qianfen couldn't hear their voices. But even if he heard it, Qianfen wouldn't care in the slightest. The ingredients for the gold essence pill had already been thrown into the cauldron. As a Tier 3, Tier 7 Pill King, refining the gold essence pill was a piece of cake for Qianfen. He looked at the other cauldron beside him and sent out several balls of flames to activate that cauldron. What is Senior Qiao Feng doing? Why is there another furnace? This action caused the crowd to be dumbfounded. I know, Qiao Feng must have failed in that furnace of alchemy and is planning to refine another type of alchemy. That should be the case. Looks like Senior Qiao Feng really doesn't know how to refine pills. Everyone quickly look. Senior Qiao Feng is refining 2 furnaces of alchemy at the same time. The voices that originally didn't look favorably on Qianfen suddenly exclaimed in the crowd. Everyone immediately looked over, and their eyeballs and jaws dropped to the ground. At this moment, Qianfen was sitting cross-legged with a furnace on each of his left and right hands. He was controlling one furnace with each hand and was actually refining 2 different furnaces of alchemy at the same time. Rumble. The flames were exuberant, and the burning air let out a whistling sound. Qianfen was refining 2 furnaces of alchemy at the same time, but his movements were as smooth as flowing water. He was even more skilled than many cultivators refining a furnace of alchemy. He had been using his inner fire to refine pills. After all, the purple serene flame and the spirit sunflower were too precious. If he displayed them in public, it would definitely cause a commotion. Moreover, the purple serene flame and the spirit sunflower were rumored to be with Qianfen, so his identity would definitely be exposed. Fortunately, the gold essence pill and the consciousness accumulation pill were of the golden elixir quality. Even if he used his inner fire to refine them, Qianfen was confident that he could refine a special grade elixir. There were 1,234 cultivators participating in the alchemy assembly in the array formation square, but only Qianfen was refining 2 furnaces of alchemy at the same time. His actions were noticed by even more people, and even some of the contestants were shocked. Senior brother Hao Fei, is that guy called Qiao Feng crazy? He's refining 2 furnaces of alchemy at the same time. A disciple of the 5-star sect, Sword Sect, sent a voice transmission to his senior brother, who was also participating in the competition. The senior brother called Hao Fei glanced at Qianfen and revealed a playful smile. Ignore him. Ugly people tend to cause trouble. I think he's only good at martial arts, but he knows nothing about alchemy. Let's compete peacefully. This year, we must fight for a place in the top 10 geniuses of the Sword Sect. When Hao Fei calmed his emotions and re-entered the state of refining alchemy, another beautiful girl looked at Qianfen. The girl was dressed in a white dress, and her face was covered by a veil. Even though only her eyes were exposed, they were still extremely charming. The girl was Yuan Xue of the number 1 family in the northern sand region, the Yuan family. She and Wu Jin of the Invincible Sect were listed as strong candidates for the first place in this year's Genius Assembly. Unexpectedly, Wu Jin was eliminated in the first round of the Martial Arts Assembly. Now, this girl's reputation as the first place had increased. So he's just a boorish fellow who only knows how to fight. What a waste of my time. A cold smile flashed in Yu Inshua's eyes. Clearly, she did not think much of Qin Fun. Rumble. Explosions could be heard from the Array Plaza, indicating that many cultivators had completed their pills. Although the cultivators below the stage could not hear the huge commotion caused by the formation of the pills, they could see the scene of the fog rising into the sky. However, these cultivators had only managed to refine one type of pill. The requirement for the competition was to refine 3 types of pills. Therefore, after the cultivators had completed their pills, they did not stop for a moment and immediately began the process of refining the new pill. Yu Inxue is indeed a genius. She is the first to complete her pill. If nothing goes wrong, she will definitely win this round. Hao Fei of the 5-star sect, Sword Sect, is also performing very well. I believe it won't be a problem for him to enter the top 10 geniuses of the Northern Sand region. Sigh. It's such a pity for the invincible sect. Senior Wu Jin was eliminated in the first round, and the remaining disciples of their sect have only average performances. It's hard to say if any of them can enter the top 10. Senior Qiao Feng has yet to make a move. Just based on the time, he has already fallen behind more than half of the cultivators. The discussions were like a tidal wave. The cultivators below the stage were even more excited than the cultivators participating in the competition. However, the focus of the discussions had shifted from Qin Fun to Yu Inxue. At this moment, several strange cries came from the crowd. It's done. Senior Qiao Feng has completed his pill. Tisk, it's done. He has already fallen behind the other cultivators by a few joss sticks worth of time. It's not surprising that he has completed his pill. That's not it. Senior Qiao Feng has completed 2 furnaces of pills in one go. He has already completed the 2 types of pills designated by the Binji City Square. The crowd was stunned for a moment. When they regained their senses, they revealed expressions of disbelief. Tens of thousands of gazes shot towards a small array where Qin Fun was. At this moment, he was pulling the pills. With a grab of his hands, the 2 furnaces of pills that had rushed into the sky from the pill furnace immediately shot towards Qin Fun. Finally, they were stored into 2 jade bottles. Damn, Senior Qiao Feng really refined 2 furnaces of pills at the same time? Looking at the dense spiritual qi rising up, the quality of those 2 furnaces of pills must be at least high grade. So everyone has misjudged Senior Qiao Feng. How is he a newbie? He is definitely at the level of an alchemy master. Even in Northern Sand regions, Alchemy King might not be able to do this, right? I wonder if Alchemy King Qin, who made the Spirit Surge pill, can do it? The heated discussion returned to Qin Fun. His performance in this alchemy conference was too shocking. Even the 4 judges were shocked. That kid succeeded? How is that possible? Wu Xian's eyeballs were about to fall to the ground as he gnashed his teeth in hatred. The other 2 judges were shocked. Even if they didn't know how to refine pills, they could tell that Qin Fun had most likely reached the level of an alchemy king. They had never heard of such a young alchemy king before. The Northern Sand region has been surging like a storm recently. Many young geniuses have appeared, and they are all concealing their identities. This is really unimaginable. Jiang Fian's eagle-like eyes stared at Qin Fun as she muttered to herself. Chapter 1787. Qin Feng's success attracted everyone's attention. Not only were the cultivators and the 4 judges looking at him, but the other contestants also stopped what they were doing and looked over. Senior brother Hao Fei, that guy refined 2 cauldrons of pills at once, and he even succeeded. The junior brother from the 5-star sword sect was shocked. Hao Fei had already realized this even without his junior brother's reminder. Even he was shocked and started to pay more attention to Qin Feng. The one who was the most shocked was Yu Inxue from the Yuan family. She was only at the 5 changes of Buddha aura, and she was worried that she would encounter Wu Jin in the last round. However, as a rank 8, rank 6 gold pill master in her early 30s, Yu Inxue was confident that no one could compete with her in this alchemy conference. Qin Feng's move made her panic. Oomph. The alchemy conference is mainly to test the quality of the pills. I don't believe that the quality can be good by refining 2 cauldrons of pills at once. Yu Inxue could only comfort herself like this. After glaring at Qin Feng coldly, she went back to refining. It was Qin Feng, the culprit, who caused the sensation. At this time, he didn't pay attention to the situation outside the formation at all. He wanted to race against time. As soon as he finished refining the Jinyuan pill and the consciousness pill, he immediately thought about what pill to refine next. According to the rules of the alchemy conference, the contestants had to choose the 3rd pill. This reminded Qin Feng of the Red Flower Hall's assessment. It was exactly the same. Refining pills seemed simple and didn't have any requirements, but it was the most difficult type of question. This was because the refined pill needed to be scored. If the grade of the pill was too low, the score would not be high. After some thought, Qin Feng decided to find a rare medicinal pill to concoct. However, after the incident with the Red Flower Hall concocting the Spirit Surge pill, Qin Feng realized that there were some medicinal pills that he could not casually reveal. Otherwise, it would cause another sensation in the Northern Sand region. Under the constraints of many conditions, Qin Feng finally chose the Youth Beauty pill. This was a rank 1, rank 7 king pill, and its main effect was to beautify one's appearance. In the Divine Continent, where cultivation was the main focus, it seemed to be of little value. However, Qin Feng knew that the Youth Beauty pill didn't exist in the Northern Sand Continent. Moreover, it was a type of king pill. If he could refine this pill, it would prove his alchemy skills as a pill king. At the same time, he wouldn't have to worry about the heaven-defying medicinal effect of the pill. After choosing the pill, Qin Feng did not stop to rest. He immediately found the medicinal ingredients needed to refine the nascent countenance pill and started a fire to refine the pill. Look! Senior Qiao Feng started refining pills again. Everyone, guess what pill he's going to refine himself? I believe it won't be too bad. It's very possible that it's a transformation Yuan Dan. I've long seen that Senior Qiao Feng is a Dan King. Because Qin Feng had refined 2 batches of pills at the same time, he had once again become the focus of attention. Many of the cultivators who were previously not optimistic about him and made sarcastic remarks now acted as if nothing had happened. They immediately became his fans and started to praise him. From time to time, the contestants would look over at Qin Feng. However, when they saw him throw ingredients into the pill furnace, they were at a loss. No one could tell what pill he was refining. Even Yu Inxue was puzzled. Rumble. In less than the time it took for 3 incense sticks to burn, a loud noise came from Qin Feng's formation. A batch of nascent countenance pills was successfully produced. This was Qin Feng's first time refining nascent countenance pills, and he successfully refined 8 of them. The cultivators outside could not hear the movement of the pills, but they could see the white mist rolling in the formation that Qin Feng was in. Look, Senior Qiao Feng has formed another pill. This pill refining speed is almost as fast as my dual cultivation speed. A cultivator exclaimed. Immediately, hundreds of disdainful gazes were cast over. Your dual cultivation speed is too fast. You're a man in seconds. Senior Qiao Feng has already completed 3 batches of pills, while the other cultivators haven't even finished 2 batches. Even the talented Lady Yu Inxue has only just finished her 2nd batch of pills. Just from the pill refining speed alone, Senior Qiao Feng is really heaven-defying. Can anyone recognize the pill that Senior Qiao Feng refined? Why haven't I seen it before? Qin Feng put away the jade bottle and came out of the formation. He finally realized that the cultivators below the stage were talking about him. However, he did not react at all and walked straight to the judge's table. These are the pills that I refined. Qin Feng placed the 3 jade bottles on the stone table. The 2 judges sitting in the middle were shocked by Qin Feng's pill refining speed and were still in a daze. Wu Xian glared at him with an ice-cold expression, but he saw that Qin Feng did not look him in the eye. Jiang Fian had already stood up. She had just opened the first jade bottle when she revealed a shocked expression. This is a whole bottle of special quality profound consciousness pills. The 2 judges sitting in the middle suddenly jumped up and move their heads to look at the pills in Jiang Fian's hand. They're really all of special quality. It's really amazing. Although the profound consciousness pill is only a 3rd or 6th grade golden pill, it's an extremely difficult pill to refine. Even an elixir king of a generation can't guarantee that he can refine an entire batch of special quality pills. Jiang Fian and the other two were full of praise. When Wu Xian heard their words, he was so angry that he almost vomited blood. However, at this moment, Jiang Fian had already opened the 2nd jade bottle. She exclaimed again, "How is this possible? This bottle of gold yuan pills is actually also of special quality." The other 2 elders could not remain calm. If it was said that refining a whole batch of special quality pills for the profound consciousness pill was a matter of luck, but refining a whole batch of special quality pills for the gold yuan pills was not something as simple as luck. Moreover, the gold yuan pill was a level 8 or 6 grade golden pill. It was already close to the grade of a king pill. How could one refine a whole batch of special quality pills just by relying on luck? To actually be able to refine a whole batch of gold yuan pills, young Hero Qiao's talent in pill refining is really amazing. If there are no mistakes, I'm afraid that young Hero Qiao will be the champion of the 2nd round of the pill refining conference. The 2 judges changed the way they addressed Qin Feng and directly called him young Hero Qiao. It was obvious that they were trying to establish a relationship with Qin Feng in advance. One must know that Qin Feng was no longer simply a contestant in their eyes. He was most likely an elixir king, which would be of great help to their future breakthroughs. The results of the competition are not out yet. What's the point of saying all this? Just as the atmosphere was heating up, Wu Xian said coldly. The 2 judges immediately smiled awkwardly and did not say anything more. Earlier, Qin Feng had publicly killed the genius disciple of the invincible sect, Wu Jin. Obviously, he had offended great elder Wu Xian. However, at this moment, Jiang Fian let out another strange cry. A whole batch of special quality pills, another whole batch of special quality pills. But this bottle of pills looks unfamiliar. I wonder what kind of pills are they? The 2 judges, who had just collected their thoughts, could not care less about whether Wu Xian was angry or not. They excitedly moved closer to look at the bottle of pills that Qin Feng had refined. One must know that the first 2 kinds of pills in the pill refining conference were designated by the Binji City Market, but the 3rd kind of pill was up to the contestants. Since Qin Feng was able to refine a whole batch of special quality gold yuan pills and profound consciousness pills, he believed that the pills he refined would not be too bad. What kind of pill is this? I've never seen it before. The medicinal fragrance is rich, and it seems like it is about to take shape. This is definitely a king pill. When the 2 elders saw the nascent complexion pill, their expressions were complicated. They were able to be judges of the Genius Conference organized by the Binji City Market, so their status was definitely not low. Among them, the old man in the gray robe was one of the great elders of the Hall of Famous Generals by Yi Xing, and he himself was a level 2, level 7 pill king. The other person was Su Peng, the great elder of the 7 Stars Monastery, a rare 5-star formation sect in the northern Sand Continent. Both of them were experienced seniors, but even they could not recognize the pills that Qin Feng had refined. Even Wu Xian could not help but sneak a few glances, and shock welled up in his heart. He actually could not recognize what kind of pills it was. Young Hero Qiao, what kind of pills are these? What effects do they have? Jiang Fian could not stand it anymore, and did not care about losing face, so she asked. Qin Feng said, "City Lord Jiang, this bottle is a level 1, level 7 king pill, the nascent complexion pill." Nascent complexion pill? What kind of pill is that? Even though Qin Feng had said the name of the pill, Jiang Fian and the other 3 had not even heard of it. It was not only the 4 of them who did not know. The cultivators below the stage had also heard Qin Feng's words, and their faces were full of doubt. It is indeed a king pill. Who would have thought that young Hero Qiao would be a pill king at such a young age? By Yi Xing sighed. One must know that he himself had only become a pill king when he was over 60 years old. Young hero Qiao, stop keeping us in suspense. What effects does this bottle of nascent complexion pill have? Su Peng also could not stand it anymore. Actually, even Wu Xian felt an itch in his heart, as if he was being scratched by a cat. However, he still pretended to be indifferent and would not show his emotions in front of Qin Feng. Seeing the reactions of Jiang Fian and the other two, Qin Feng was glad that he had refined the nascent complexion pill. If he had refined those heaven-defying, lost pills from the Encyclopedia of Medicinal Pills, who knew what would have happened? Clearing his throat, he introduced, "Dear judges, this bottle is the nascent complexion pill. The pill formula has already been lost. At least in the northern sand continent, other than me, no one can refine this kind of pill." Lost pill formula? No one in the northern sand continent can refine it? Why do you say it was as mysterious as the soul surge pill? Jiang Fian and the other two could not stay calm anymore. They stared at the nascent complexion pill as if they wanted to snatch it away. Wu Xian also temporarily put aside his conflict with Qin Feng and looked at the nascent complexion pill out of the corner of his eye. Qin Feng continued, "However, the nascent complexion pill does not have any effect on cultivation. It mainly has the effect of beautifying one's appearance." Gah! Hearing this, Jiang Fian and the other three almost fell down. The four of them were men, and they were not interested in beautifying one's appearance. Ahem. It turns out to be a bottle of beautifying pills. He. Jiang Fian used a laugh to cover up his embarrassment. He was the mayor of the northern sand continent's first city, Jiang City, and a spiritual venerable at the peak of level 9 of the true spirit. He had unexpectedly lost his composure because of a beautifying pill. If this matter spread, he would lose his face. Su Peng and Bai Yixing immediately went back to their seats. They wore serious expressions, as if nothing had happened. Wu Xian was stunned for a long time. Then he suddenly laughed. "Ha ha! A bottle of beautifying pills? How could you refine it? What a waste of medicinal ingredients. You still have the nerve to brag that it is a long-lost pill formula. It is no wonder that you're the only one in the northern sand continent who can refine it. It is because the other alchemists do not want to waste their time refining this kind of useless pill." AP Pap. Chapter 1788. Wu Xian was obviously looking for trouble with Qin Feng. After all, Qin Feng had killed invincible sex genius disciple Wu Jin in public. However, Qin Feng could not refute Wu Xian's mockery. It was his first time refining the youthful beauty pill, and he was not sure of its effects. "Young hero Qiao, I heard that you refined a batch of youthful beauty pills. Can you sell one to me?" At this moment, a beautiful figure landed on the judge's table. The Elixir Refinement Conference was in progress, and the woman's action clearly broke the rules of the conference. However, the three judges of 100 Leaves Planet acted as if they did not see it. Even Jiang Fian spoke to her politely. "Junior Sister Yin Chan, we are in the middle of the Elixir Refinement Conference. It's not too late to talk after the conference." The woman on the stage ignored Jiang Fian. Her eyes were fixed on a youthful beauty pills that Qin Feng had refined. Suddenly, she reached out and grabbed one. The three judges of 100 Leaves Planet were shocked. Jiang Fian felt as if she had been slapped in the face. She looked slightly unhappy, but she quickly recovered and did not reprimand the woman. Qin Feng was shocked by the woman's actions and looked at her. This woman was dressed in a white dress. Her figure was draped, and her face was covered by a veil. However, the instant she ate the pill, she took off the veil. Qin Feng quickly glanced over and saw a dark red birthmark on the right side of her face. It made her originally beautiful face look somewhat frightening. Qin Feng immediately understood that the woman wanted to eat the youthful beauty pill to remove the birthmark on her face. Moreover, from her disregard for the rules of the conference, the birthmark on her face had probably existed for a long time and had become a big worry for the woman. Damn, who was that woman? She actually barged into the conference and snatched the elixir. City Governor Jiang and the others are not doing anything? Lower your voice. Believe it or not, if that woman hears your words, you won't even know how you died. Who is that woman? Does she have a powerful background? The cultivators below the stage were attracted by the mysterious woman and were curious about her identity. There were a few people who recognized the woman, but they only dared to discuss in low voices. If I'm not wrong, that female senior is called Yun Chan, the Misty Cloud sect leader. Rumor has it that she has stepped into the middle stage of true spirit realm. Her cultivation level is a bit lower than the 4 judges on the stage, but if you know that the unworldly, immortal, venerable barefoot immortal is her father, then you will understand everything. Rumor has it that sect leader Yin Chan gave birth to a beauty. Unfortunately, the heavens are jealous of this beauty. She has a palm-sized birthmark on her face, which affects her overall beauty. Sect leader Yin is also a person who loves beauty. Because of this, she has been searching everywhere for elixirs that can enhance her beauty. However, the effects are not good. No wonder sect leader Yin Chan would lose her composure and rush into the hall, and city governor Jiang and the other judges did not stop her. So that's why, after everyone understood the reason behind it, a look of realization appeared on their faces. However, Qin Feng did not hear their discussion. At this moment, he was looking at Yin Chan with a blank expression. The pill melted in Yun Chan's mouth, and a rich medicinal fragrance lingered in her mouth. Even though she did not know what pill it was, she was certain that it was a king pill. Thank you for the beauty pill, young hero Qiao. Name a price. After eating the pill, Yun Chan let out a sigh of relief. However, she became slightly nervous. She did not know if the beauty pill she ate this time had any effect. Qin Feng had already guessed the reason why she ate the beauty pill. However, Qin Feng was still not clear about the effects of the youth beauty pill. Therefore, he said politely, "It's not too late to discuss the price after the pill shows its effects." Yin Chan had already realized her impudence. She was about to throw some spirit stones at Qin Feng and quickly leave. However, she did not expect him to answer like this. "What kind of pill is this? How does it enhance one's beauty?" Yin Chan asked. "I concocted a youthful beauty pill. As for the effects of a youthful beauty pill, I'm not sure yet. This is the first time I've concocted this pill, and you've become the first person to eat it," Qin Feng said truthfully. Yin Chan's expression, which was hidden under her veil, turned cold. She never thought that Qin Feng would be refining this pill for the first time. She had seen Qin Feng refine 2 cauldrons of pills at the same time. Furthermore, he was the first participant to complete the refinement. She assumed that he was a pretty good pill refiner. She did not expect such a situation to occur. The glimmer of hope in Yun Chan's heart was instantly extinguished. She did not know how many beauty pills she had eaten in the past, but they were all unable to remove the birthmark on her face. She naturally did not have any hope for Qin Feng's first youth beauty pill. "I was impudent. Your pill has probably reached the quality of king pill. You won't lose out even if I give you 500,000 spirit stones." Yin Chan clapped her lily-white hands, and a small hill of spirit stones fell in front of her. The eyes of the cultivators below the stage glowed with greed. Qin Feng acted as if he did not see it. Now that he was worth more than 10 billion spirit stones, why would he care about a mere 500,000 spirit stones? "Senior, please don't be in a hurry to leave. You are the first person to consume the youth beauty pill. I want you to prove the effects of the youth beauty pill. At the same time, if anything happens to your body, I will be responsible for you." Although Qin Feng could not see Yun Chan's face clearly, he could tell from her voice and the aura that was as strong as the sea that she was much older than him. It was not an exaggeration to call her senior. Yun Chan's body emitted waves of cold air. What she cared about the most was the birthmark on her face. Because of this, she felt extremely inferior. Now, Qin Feng actually wanted her to be a guinea pig and make a fool of herself in front of everyone. "I've already given you the spirit stones. Don't spout any more nonsense. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite." Yin Chan was about to leave after throwing out some harsh words. However, she suddenly felt a burning sensation on the right side of her face. It felt like a flame was burning her face, and she cried out in pain. "Ah, what kind of bullshit pill is this? Why do I feel like my face is on fire? If my face is ruined, don't even think about living." Yun Chan's shout was very loud, and the cultivators below the stage became restless. Could it be that young hero Qiao refined a cauldron of useless pills? If that's the case, then his ranking in this round's competition will be pulled down. It's hard to say whether it's a useless pill or not. You must know that Senior Yun Chan's birthmark has been there for dozens of years. During this time, Senior Yun has been looking everywhere for a beauty pill, but it has no effect. Even if young hero Qiao refined the youthful beauty pill, it can't be said that there's a problem with the pill. Regardless of whether there's a problem with the pill or not, if sect leader Yun's birthmark isn't removed, Senior Qiao Feng will probably die in the competition. Sigh. Senior Qiao Feng is really unlucky. Qin Feng also realized the seriousness of the problem. He was immediately speechless. What kind of situation was this? When Wu Xian, who had been silent for a long time, saw this, he immediately jumped up and said, "Junior sister Yinchan, the pill you ate definitely has no effect. This guy surnamed Qiao caused your face to be ruined, so why spare his life?" Qin Feng wanted to slap Wu Xian, that troublemaker, to death, but he knew that he wasn't the old man's opponent. He was more concerned about Yun Chan's situation. Although Qin Feng didn't know Yun Chan's identity, he could see that her position was not ordinary. Even Jiang Fian was polite to her. Yin Chan seemed to be bewitched by Wu Xian's words. The cold air around her body grew, and her beautiful eyes that were exposed glared at Qin Feng coldly. She looked like she was going to make a move at any time. "Senior Yin Chan, your face is fine," Qin Feng suddenly shouted. He had just bought a talisman of clairvoyance from the system. He wanted to see how serious the birthmark on Yun Chan's face was, but he saw a delicate and beautiful face through the veil. Her skin was as white as snow, like a newborn baby's. There was no birthmark at all. "You reckless junior, don't talk nonsense." Yin Chan was furious, but she thought that Qin Feng was joking with her. She had been looking for a pill to remove her birthmark for dozens of years, but she hadn't found it. How could it suddenly be fine? A gust of wind blew, and Qin Feng broke out in a cold sweat. He was sure that his opponent was a true spirit realm expert, and her cultivation was much higher than the Red Flower Halls by Zhang Fei. Qin Feng felt the air around him freeze under this palm. He wanted to dodge, but his movements became abnormally slow. "Woman, you're biting the hand that feeds you. My pill healed your face, but you want to attack me. You're unreasonable." There was no hope of dodging, so Qin Feng could only circulate his aura to block the true spirit realm expert's attack. However, when his aura collided with the wind in the air, it was as laughable as the stars competing with the moon. Boom! A loud explosion sounded in the venue. Qin Feng stood steadily on the bluestone ground, but he saw that a few array compartments had been destroyed. It turned out that Yun Chan had changed the direction of her attack at the critical moment. She stood in the venue in a daze. The veil on her face had been blown away by the wind, and she was staring blankly at a reflective stone wall in the judges' seats. It was a delicate face, and her skin was white and delicate. There was no red birthmark at all. Not only did the birthmark disappear, Yun Chan discovered that her skin was much better. It was soft and snow white, as if water could be squeezed out of it. Is this me?" Yin Chan touched her right cheek and muttered to herself. Qin Feng rolled his eyes and said unhappily, "If it's not you, then it's a ghost. Just take it that I fed my rejuvenation pill to a dog." These words shocked the cultivators below the stage. Even Jiang Fian and the other judges looked at Qin Feng with a strange expression. Yun Chan was the daughter of the reclusive, immortal Reverend Barefoot Taoist. How many people in the entire northern Sand Continent would dare to speak rudely to her? Qin Feng called her a dog in front of everyone, so he must be tired of living. Qin Feng did not notice this, because he still did not know about Yun Chan's powerful background. At this moment, he was more concerned about the rejuvenation pill. He was already shocked by its medicinal properties. When Yun Chan was eating the pill, Qin Feng glanced at her face. He was sure that there was a palm-sized dark red birthmark on the right side of her face. However, after Yun Chan ate the rejuvenation pill for less than an incense's time, the birthmark had completely disappeared. It was as if it had never existed. Moreover, Her skin was much better. This was comparable to Chinese makeup. It's healed? My face is really healed. Yin Chan cried tears of joy. The troubles that had troubled her for more than 30 years had suddenly disappeared. This feeling was like a dream. When she regained her senses, she immediately landed beside Qin Feng. In her excitement, she threw herself into Qin Feng's embrace. Young hero Qiao, I'm really grateful to you. If you have any requests, just tell me. As long as I, Yin Chan, can do it, I will definitely do it. Chapter 1789. The noisy venue suddenly became silent. Yin Chan's hug was too sudden, and no one expected it. I'm so jealous of Senior Qiao Feng. Not only is his cultivation realm high, but he's also an alchemy expert. He even received sect leader Yin Chan's favor. He's simply a winner in life. Sect leader Yin Chan's father is a reclusive, immortal Reverend Barefoot. Whoever marries sect leader Yin Chan will have half a foot in the Void God stage. Is no one paying attention to Senior Qiao Feng's nascent beauty pill? That pill is so magical. It removed sect leader Yin Chan's birthmark in the time it takes for an incense stick to burn. Sect leader Yin has been troubled by that birthmark for decades. There was no soundproof array in the judges' seats. When the discussions of the cultivators below the stage fell into Yin Chan's ears, she abruptly woke up. Only then did she realize her ambiguous actions with Qin Feng. Young hero Qiao, thank you for your nascent beauty pill. The 500,000 spirit stones before were just a greeting gift. Here are 5 million spirit stones. I hope you'll accept them. Yin Chan pushed lightly and broke away from Qin Feng's embrace. She quickly hid the blush on her face and acted as if nothing had happened. Another large mountain of spirit stones fell, causing the crowd to exclaim. Yin Chan was quite rich. She gave away 5 million high-grade spirit stones with a wave of her hand. However, to everyone's surprise, Qin Feng didn't even look at the spirit stones. He said to Yin Chan, Sect leader Yin, I didn't ask you to try the nascent beauty pill for the spirit stones. I just wanted to prove the medicinal effect of the pill. At the same time, I hope to help sect leader Yin get rid of the birthmark on your face. When the word birthmark was mentioned, Yin Chan's delicate body trembled. After all, this problem had been bothering her for more than 30 years. Even though the birthmark was gone, she still felt inferior for a while. However, very quickly, Yin Chan's beautiful eyes brightened. Yes, I am. With young hero Qiao's ability, the #1 spot in this year's genius competition is yours for sure. Why would you care about worldly possessions like spirit stones? Also, I misunderstood young hero Qiao's meaning earlier. I hope you don't take offense. The change in Yin Chan's attitude left the crowd speechless. Any cultivator who had heard of her name would know that this woman was usually as cold and arrogant as frost. She would never waste her breath on a stranger. However, when she conversed with Qin Feng in public, her tone still carried a hint of gentleness. Junior sister Yin Chan, congratulations. The birthmark on your face has finally been removed. Jiang Fian finally came to her senses and immediately walked down from the judging panel to celebrate. Yin Chan gradually got used to people talking about her birthmark. She nodded at Jiang Fian and said, I was reckless earlier and broke the rules of the Elixir Refinery Association. Please forgive me, City Lord Jiang and the 3 judges. With Yin Chan's status, no one would dare to blame her for breaking the rules. Now that she had taken the initiative to admit her mistake, Jiang Fian and the others felt a little better. Bai Yixing and the others also came over and greeted Yin Chan. Then, the eyes of the 4 judges landed on the youthful beauty pills. The effects of this bottle of pills were much stronger than they had imagined. Young hero Qiao, how many spirit stones are you planning to sell these pills for? Although he felt a little embarrassed, Jiang Fian still couldn't help but ask. Qin Feng waved his hand and smiled. What are you talking about, City Lord Jiang? If you need it, this junior will give you one for free. Jiang Fian replied politely. How can I do that? Young hero Qiao, please state your price. City Lord Jiang, do you want to personally try the effects of the youthful beauty pills? Then you can eat it first. Jiang Fian really did have this intention. Originally, he didn't care about his appearance. However, after seeing the effects of Yin Chan eating the youthful beauty pills, his heart started to itch. Actually, the Northern Sand region had many beautifying pills. Many cultivators who were over 100 years old could, because of eating the pills, maintain their youthful appearance of 40 or 50 years old. If those cultivators didn't speak, ordinary people wouldn't be able to tell their age. Since Qin Fun said so, Jiang Fian didn't argue any further. He poured out a youthful beauty pill in front of everyone and put it into his mouth. Instantly, he felt a huge amount of spiritual energy flowing through his body. That burning sensation also appeared on Jiang Fian's body. However, it wasn't on his face, but on his back and thighs. Jiang Fian himself knew that because of a fight, there was a knife scar on his back that he couldn't get rid of. Moreover, there was a small birthmark on his thighs. City Lord Jiang, do you feel like your body is being burned? This is the effect of the pill's medicinal properties. City Lord Jiang, you don't have to worry. After Yin Chan's experiment, Qin Fan had a clear understanding of the youthful beauty pill. Jiang Fian heaved a sigh of relief. He pretended that nothing had happened and waited for the youthful beauty pill's medicinal properties to fully take effect. After the time it took for an incense stick to burn, the burning sensation subsided. Bai Yixing and Su Peng cried out in surprise. Who are you? City Lord Jiang? Is it you? The two's questions confused Jiang Fian. However, when he turned to look at the reflective stone wall behind him, he was shocked. My beard is gone, and the wrinkles on my face are gone. Is this me? This is how I looked when I was in my 20s. 20-something years old. To Jiang Fian, that was too far away. He was already over 100 years old. It was hard for him to accept the sudden restoration of his youthful beauty. However, Bai Yixing and Su Peng's eyes lit up. They stared fixedly at the bottle of youthful beauty pill on the judge's table. They didn't care much about their appearance, but the effect of this bottle of youthful beauty pill was not as simple as beautifying one's appearance. In the words of Earth, it was plastic surgery, a miraculous pill that restores one's youth. This is definitely a miraculous pill that restores one's youth. Young Hero Qiao, can you sell me a youthful beauty pill? You can ask for as many spirit stones as you want. The two couldn't stay calm. They wanted nothing more than to rush up and snatch the pill. Qin Fan didn't expect the youthful beauty pill to be so heaven-defying in terms of beautifying one's appearance. He already planned to refine a few more cauldrons of youthful beauty pills and give them to Lin Bei Bei and the other women so that they could maintain their youthful appearance forever. Seniors, you're too polite. If you're interested in the youthful beauty pill, then you can take one for free. Qin Fan smiled. Bai Yixing and Su Peng didn't stand on ceremony. They immediately took out the youthful beauty pill and swallowed it. After the time it took for a stick of incense to burn, the effects of the pill took effect. The two old men turned into two handsome young men with elegant demeanor. Oh my God, what pill did young Hero Qiao refine? It's practically an immortal pill. The cultivators below the stage looked at the judge's table. When they saw Jiang Fian and the other two young handsome men, they were so shocked that their eyeballs fell to the ground. Young Hero Qiao, I also want to buy your pill. Leave one for your little brother. Such a heaven-defying, miraculous pill has appeared. May I ask who in this elixir conference can compare to Senior Qiao Feng's elegance? At this time, the participants of the elixir conference had finished their competition. However, they were all dejected. After seeing the miraculous effects of Qin Fan's youthful beauty pill, they wanted nothing more than to hide the pills they refined. Chapter 1790. Jiang Fian was excited that he had suddenly returned to his 30s. Seeing that all the contestants had finished refining pills, he organized Bai Yixing and the other two to evaluate and grade them. Bai Yixing was an alchemy king, so he was the main judge of this round. Because of the age limit, other than Qin Feng, who had refined the royal grade youth beauty pill, the rest of the contestants had refined spirit pills and golden pills. Even Yuan Xue from the Yuan family had only refined a level 6 golden pill. However, This golden core and Yu Inchua's extraordinary performance were enough for her to win. She had thought that she would win, but she had lost so badly. Yu Inchua couldn't help but secretly look at Qin Feng. She was very interested in his identity. An hour later, Bai Yixing stood up with the score list in his hand. The contestants stood in an orderly manner under the judges, waiting nervously for the results. Bai Yixing's voice sounded, "Contestants, the second round of the Pill Refinery Conference has ended. The rankings are out. Now, let me announce, ranked 1234 in the Pill Refinery Conference, Disciple Zheng Cai from the 4-star sect, Raging Flame sect. Ranked 1233 in the Pill Refinery Conference, Disciple Ma Xiang from the 4-star clan Ma family. Ranked 12 in the Pill Refinery Conference, Disciple Hao Fei from the 5-star Sword sect. Ranked 2 in the Pill Refinery Conference, Disciple Yu Inxue from the number 1 clan in the Northern Sand Continent, Yuan family. Ranked 1 in the Pill Refinery Conference, Cultivator Qiao Feng from the Kingdom of Spirit. Qin Feng was too dazzling, completely overshadowing all the other cultivators. When his name appeared, the cultivators below the stage exclaimed. I've said it before, this round of the alchemy meet will definitely be won by Senior Qiao Feng. Senior Qiao Feng's youth beauty pill is really amazing. I wonder if he can sell me one. Where is the Kingdom of Spirit? How come I've never heard of it? Young hero Qin. It's indeed the young hero Qin who made the Spirit Surge pill appear. Big Brother has such an honorable status, but he doesn't mind becoming sworn brothers with me. This is what a true brother should be like. Looking at the high-spirited Qin Feng on the stage, Zhang Bei was extremely excited. He was not worried about the Great Elder's objection at all. He believed that when the North Kuan sect found out about Big Brother Qin's identity, even the sect leader would have to personally curry favor with him. After the rankings were announced, Qin Feng, who had won 2 matches, firmly occupied the top spot. From that moment onwards, despair rose in the hearts of the other participating cultivators. Even Yu Inxue and some of the genius disciples from 5-star sects lost their confidence. Fellow cultivators, I would like to digress. Jiang Fian suddenly stood up with a joyful expression. In this pill concoction conference, cultivator Qiao Feng refined a cauldron of nascent beauty pills, and these nascent beauty pills are rank 1, rank 7 king pills. It can be seen that young hero Qiao has become a pill king at such a young age. Voila! The audience was in an uproar. The contestants on the stage were also shocked. Originally, some cultivators were dissatisfied and thought that the 3 judges had eaten the nascent beauty pills to regain their youth, which was why they gave Qin Feng such a high score. However, when they found out that he was a pill king, everyone's complaints instantly disappeared. The number of pill kings in the North Sand region could be counted on one's fingers, and the only pill king who was below 50 years old was Qin Feng, who had become famous not long ago. Who would have thought that there would be a pill king in his early 30s? This kind of cultivator was worthy of being called a true genius. Jiang Fian continued. The other 2 judges and I have personally experienced the effects of the nascent beauty pill. This kind of pill has a miraculous effect in beautifying one's appearance and has the miraculous effect of regaining one's youth. From what I know, the nascent beauty pill has never appeared in the entire North Sand region. It seems that young hero Qiao has brought a vanished pill back into the world. The significance of this matter is the same as the appearance of the Spirit Surge pill not long ago. The shocking news came one after another, and the crowd instantly became silent. Qiao Feng becoming a pill king at such a young age was enough to shake the entire North Sand region. And since he had also created a new type of pill in the North Sand region, this matter would most likely be recorded in the history of the North Sand region. 100 Leaves Star, and Su Peng looked at Jiang Fian curiously. City Lord Zhang's current actions were a little strange. From their understanding of Jiang Fian, because of his extraordinary status, he had a sense of arrogance in his bones. He usually didn't put other forces in his eyes, and he couldn't even be bothered with the sect leader of a 5-star sect. Who would have thought that he would praise a junior so much? However, the 2 of them quickly understood because they felt an enormous aura surging in the surroundings. This was undoubtedly the aura of Taoist Barefoot. It seemed that the reclusive immortal reverend really hadn't left, and everything that Jiang Fian had done was just for Taoist Barefoot to see. Previously, many cultivators had doubted the fairness of Qin Fun's victory, but now, they only felt that Qin Fun was a monster. At such a young age, he was actually able to create a king pill that even the North Sand region didn't have. He was definitely going to surpass Qin Fun. I don't mean anything by saying so much. I just have the same thoughts as Taoist Barefoot. We are all cultivators of the North Sand region, so we should work hard to learn from each other and strive to produce more genius cultivators like Qin Fun and Xiao Feng. If that's the case, may I ask the cultivators of the other 3 continents still have the confidence to look down on us? Jiang Fian said. 100 Leaf Star, and Su Peng smiled bitterly. Indeed, City Lord Jiang was flattering Taoist Barefoot. It was just that although Taoist Barefoot's aura was still there, it hadn't appeared. Jiang Fian also knew when to stop. After saying a few more words, he returned to the competition. There were a total of 3 segments in the Genius Assembly held by the Binji City Market. Now that the martial arts competition and the pill refining competition had ended, there was only the array design competition left. Speaking of arrays, there were very few sects in the North Sand region that specialized in arrays. This caused array masters to be extremely rare, and they were even more precious than alchemists. It was also because of this that the difficulty of the array gathering in the Binji City Market wasn't high. This was because if the participants were to be asked to set up a level 3 or 4 array, not many people would be able to do it. Participating cultivators, I will now announce the examination questions for the array gathering. At the judging panel, 7 Stars Monastery's Grand Elder Su Peng stood up. Considering that there are very few sects that specialize in arrays in the North Sand region, and that there are very few array masters, the examination questions for this array gathering will mainly be about knowledge. It will mainly test everyone's theoretical understanding of arrays, so there's no need for everyone to set up arrays. With these words, most of the cultivators on the competition stage heaved a sigh of relief. One must know that those who could cultivate martial arts and alchemy at the same time were already considered geniuses. To ask them to learn how to set up arrays? This kind of operation was really difficult. However, an extremely arrogant voice sounded out. TSK, what's there to test about theoretical knowledge? I really don't know what the Binji City Market is thinking. Arrays should be tested on practical use. What's the point of just talking on paper? These words were too abrupt. Many people looked over. After recognizing the appearance of the person who spoke, everyone understood. So, it's a disciple of the North Sand region's only 5-star array sect, the 7 Stars Monastery. No wonder he's so arrogant. It's said that the most powerful 5-star array master in the North Sand region is from the 7 Stars Monastery. If the array gathering really involves setting up arrays on the spot, then the 7 Stars Monastery's disciple will definitely win. No wonder that guy complained. The crowd discussed fervently. In the end, many people revealed expressions of schadenfreude. As the 7 Stars Monastery's Grand Elder, Su Peng naturally hoped to set up arrays on the spot. However, the rules for the 3 rounds of the Genius Conference were proposed by the people from the Binji City Market. He was only invited to be a judge. Seeing that everyone was rejoicing in his misfortune, Su Qi was filled with anger. His performance in the previous 2 rounds was average. His total score was at most in the top 100. Moreover, this round wasn't about setting up arrays. As such, he couldn't fully display his strong points. Even if he could pull away from the other cultivators, it wouldn't be by too much. Su Qi's mind raced as he thought of a better way. Suddenly, his eyes lit up. Since he had no hope of squeezing into the North Sand region's top 10 geniuses, he might as well make use of this opportunity to make a name for himself. His gaze fell on Qin Feng. Since he wanted to make a name for himself, he had to use Qin Feng, who was currently in the limelight, as a stepping stone. This kind of competition rules are really boring. Xiao Feng, do you dare to set a separate competition rules with me? Su Qi suddenly shouted. The crowd was stunned. They looked at Su Qi as if they were looking at an idiot. Xiao Feng was now in the limelight. However, Everyone quickly understood that setting up arrays was the strong point of the Seven Stars Monastery's disciples. Moreover, Su Chi was a genius disciple of the Seven Stars Monastery. It was rumored that he had already become a level 3 array master. In the entire North Sand region, there were very few cultivators who could become a level 3 array master before the age of 50. After guessing Su Chi's thoughts, everyone's gaze fell on Qin Feng. Although Qin Feng's performance in the previous 2 rounds was extremely outstanding, not many people were optimistic about him. This Seven Stars Monastery's Su Chi is really sinister. He's using his strong point to compete with Senior Qiao Feng. How shameful. This move is really powerful. If Senior Qiao Feng doesn't agree, he will be slapped in the face. If he agrees, he will be slapped in the face even more after he loses. I think Qiao Feng will definitely lose. No matter how good he is in martial arts and alchemy, he won't be a match for the Seven Stars Monastery's genius disciple in setting up arrays. Su Chi's suggestion caused a heated discussion among the crowd. Some people felt indignant for Qin Feng, while others were gloating. The Sword Faction's eldest disciple, Hao Fei and Yu Inxue, were the ones who were secretly gloating. Qin Feng's previous performance had been spectacular and had stolen their limelight. They couldn't wait to see Qin Feng make a fool of himself. Are you sure you want to compete with me? Qin Feng didn't expect that Su Chi would suddenly ask him to compete with him, but he soon understood this guy's intention. He was amused. Does he want to use me as a stepping stone? But he must have the strength to do that. Since I dare to say this in public, I'm not joking. But you, boy, do you dare not? Give me a straightforward answer. Su Chi's performance was extremely arrogant. He thought Qin Feng would be too scared to say anything. Since Qin Feng had spoken, he felt his plan had mostly succeeded. Okay, I'll compete with you, but there must be something at stake. Otherwise, I won't be interested. Qin Feng agreed without hesitation. He didn't have a good impression of the Seven Stars Monastery. When he found the mystery land on the Fallen God Island, the Seven Stars Monastery's junior elder, Su Un, even joined hands with the Red Flower Hall's elder to harm him. Later, he killed the Seven Stars Monastery's first elder, Su Mo Yen, in mythical Fire City. Chapter 1791. Qin Feng's answer surprised everyone and caused another uproar. Senior Qiao Feng has agreed? He doesn't look like a person without any shrewdness. I think he has won 2 matches in a row, so his confidence is inflated. He doesn't even know his surname now. Maybe Senior Qiao Feng is also a formation master. Let's wait and see him slap the face of the Seven Stars Monastery's disciple. Martial Tao and alchemy are easy to deal with. As long as one diligently studies and cultivates, there will be obvious results. However, array Tao is not something that can be achieved with just hard work. If one does not have an outstanding master to guide them, or if one does not have an orthodox array Tao inheritance, it will be impossible to have any achievements. Most of the discussions were not optimistic about Qin Feng. As many cultivators had said, formations needed orthodox inheritance. If he only blindly studied them, he would not have any achievements in his lifetime. Qin Feng did not care about what everyone thought. His gaze fell on Su Chi, waiting for his reply. Okay, what do you want? Su Chi was full of smiles. He was still wondering if Qin Feng's brain was damaged. Was he digging a trap for himself? How about this? Whoever loses the competition will take out a treasure, Qin Feng said indifferently. The cultivators below the stage exclaimed. They also thought Qin Feng was damaged. He was thinking that he had not been slapped hard enough. Su Chi laughed wildly. I have my eyes on the spiritual sword you used in the first martial arts competition. It is the one you used to deal with Wu Jin. A cold light flashed in Qin Feng's eyes. The Zhenyi sword was the sword he was most familiar with, especially after it fused with the dazzling, soul-devouring snake's soul-devouring eye. It had an invincible divine sense attack effect. But he quickly regained his composure and said, Sure, that's a treasure sword of the true artifact level. What treasure can you take out? Although Jiang Fian and the other judges had already seen that Qin Feng's sword was a true artifact, they were still amazed when they heard it from his mouth. The four of them had already stepped into the true spirit realm and had high status. However, the best sword they had was only a low-grade or middle-grade true artifact. As for the cultivators below the stage and on the stage, they were even more envious. They never thought that a cultivator who was less than 30 years old would have a true artifact sword. This Qiao Feng was a little too rich. Just what kind of sect was the Spirit's Kingdom he came from? Why hadn't he heard of it before? Su Qi's eyes lit up when he learned that it was a real treasure sword. I have 3 5th-grade teleportation formation discs. I'll use them as a wager. Qin Feng was shocked. He never thought that a mere genius disciple of the 7 Stars Monastery would have 3 rank 5 teleportation array discs. He could not help but think of the one and only rank 5 spiritual array master in the Northern Sand Continent. Although he did not know which sect the person was from, Qin Feng could guess that he was definitely from the 7 Stars Monastery. Seeing Su Qi's expression, Qin Feng guessed that Su Qi had more than 3 level 5 teleportation formation discs. Do you think that 3 rank 5 teleportation formation discs can be compared to a true treasure sword? Qin Feng pretended to be uninterested. In reality, the Chinese Chamber of Commerce was developing rapidly, and he was lacking high-grade teleportation formations. Su Qi's complexion turned slightly cold. He was very clear about the value of a true treasure sword. Naturally, 3 rank 5 teleportation array discs couldn't compare to it. Originally, he wanted to bluff Qin Feng, but he found out that Qin Feng was not stupid at all. 5 rank 5 teleportation formation discs, a destructive darkness saber, and 1 million spirit stones. This should be enough, right? Su Qi had gone all out this time. The crowd cried out in surprise. They realized that Qin Feng and Su Qi were really playing big. Qin Feng did not expect Su Qi to be so rich. He was just testing him. If Su Qi did not increase the price, Qin Feng would also compete with him. Very soon, Qin Feng understood. Su Qi was a formation master, and formation masters were extremely rare in the Northern Sand Continent. Their status was even higher than that of alchemists. There were many cultivators who fawned on Su Qi. Therefore, it was not surprising that he had gotten some wealth. Qin Feng did not care about the 1 million spirit stones. Instead, he needed the 5 rank 5 teleportation formation discs and the destructive darkness saber. The teleportation formation could be used to develop the teleportation point of the Chinese Chamber of Commerce. The reason why he had participated in the genius competition this time was that he had his eyes on the refining materials for the first prize. Black gravel steel and star tempest sand were the main materials for refining shackles. Refining shackles required a weapon as a foundation. Qin Feng had originally planned to use the golden phoenix to forge shackles. Now, he was considering using Su Qi's destructive darkness saber. Sure, Qin Feng agreed with a calm voice. Clamors came from both inside and outside the venue. A mischievous smile flashed in Su Qi's eyes. It was as if Qin Feng's Zhun Yi sword was already his. Both parties had agreed on the wager, and the competition was about to begin. Qin Feng threw a long sword on the stone table at the judges' table and said, "To avoid trouble, we will leave the wager here with the 4 judges for safekeeping. The 4 judges will also be the notary for our competition." Su Qi's expression turned ugly. He did not think that he would lose. However, to prevent Qin Feng from suddenly changing his mind and rejecting the competition, he still left the wager on the stone table. 5 level 5 teleportation formation discs, a destructive darkness saber, and a pile of spirit stones. Just looking at them made people want to pounce on them and snatch them. Qin Feng glanced at the long sword. It was simple, domineering, and dark. It gave people a mysterious feeling, which suited him very well. "Can we start now?" Su Qi stared at Qin Feng coldly. "I can start any time, but I haven't told you the rules of the competition. How do you want to compete?" Qin Feng was calm. He was confident that he could defeat Su Qi. Su Qi had the same thought. He said arrogantly, "It's very simple. In a while, the other participating cultivators will test their theories, and we will test their practice. They will recognize the formation, and we will set up the formation." Sure. Qin Feng had no objection. After the 2 of them finished talking, Su Peng announced the start of the formation meeting. It was obvious that he had a selfish motive. He wanted Su Qi to show off in this competition. The last formation meeting of the Genius competition officially began. However, it was different from the previous formation meeting. This time, people did not pay attention to the formation meeting itself, but the fight between Qin Feng and Su Qi. Swish! Su Peng personally presided over the formation meeting. He waved his hand, and a few weak walls appeared on the square. This is the first question of the formation meeting. Cultivators, please observe the formation and write the name and function of the formation on the jade card. Every cultivator was given a jade card, which was a special jade card of Binji City. As long as the cultivator wrote something on it, the 4 judges would be able to see it. Qin Feng simply glanced at the square and recognized that it was a level 2 ghost formation. This ghost formation was actually a kind of trapping formation similar to the ghost labyrinth formation on Earth. It could disturb the consciousness of the cultivator by changing the magnetic field, creating some illusions, and trapping the cultivator in the formation. Such a simple question. Binji City is really boring. Su Qi sneered and began to act. His hands moved quickly to form a formation, and he started to set up the formation. A mere level 2 formation was child's play for Qin Feng and Su Qi. However, half of the participating cultivators on the square looked confused. Obviously, they did not recognize this ghost formation. What kind of formation is this? It's going round and round, and it's confusing everyone. The cultivators below the stage were already discussing fervently. Su Qi has already started to set up the formation. It seems that the 7 Stars Temple's reputation is not just for show. If I'm not wrong, this is a level 2 ghost formation. Su Qi is rumored to be a level 3 formation master. This kind of small formation is naturally not a problem for him. Why hasn't Senior Qiao Feng moved yet? Don't tell me he can't even refine a level 2 formation? The cultivators below the stage focused their attention on Qin Feng and Su Qi. As for the other participating cultivators, they had long been forgotten. After Su Qi recognized the ghost formation, he started to refine the formation. His movements were smooth, and one could tell that he was a formation expert. In just the time it took for an incense stick to burn, his formation had already taken shape, and it was exactly the same as the ghost formation on the square. Su Qi's formation is out. It's so fast. The 7 Stars Temple is worthy of being the only 5-star formation sect in the Northern Sand Continent. I really want to join the 7 Stars Temple to learn formation, but their requirements for recruiting disciples are too strict. Senior Qiao Feng still hasn't moved. I'm afraid he's going to lose this round. The discussion gradually shifted towards Su Qi. Just watching the process of him arranging the array formation was already a kind of enjoyment. After the time it takes for half an incense stick to burn, Su Qi shouted loudly and threw out several array flags and spirit stones. The array flags that seemed to have been thrown out casually formed an array diagram. Stimulated by the spirit stones, the diagram flickered with a faint radiance. This kind of small formation is really simple. Qiao Feng, my formation is done. It's not too late for you to admit defeat. Su Qi's face was full of pride. Especially when he saw that Qin Feng didn't move, he was completely relieved. However, Qin Feng sat cross-legged and ignored Su Qi's words. He minded his own business and refined some formation flags and spirit stones, but there was no sign of him setting up a formation. This made everyone confused. At this time, the other participants had submitted their answers. Jiang Fian and the other 2 judges were giving their scores. Su Peng opened the second formation. The formation assembly will display a total of 3 formations. This is the second formation, and the content of the assessment is the same. Please write down the name and function of the formation. After he finished speaking, Su Peng looked at Qin Feng and Su Qi. He immediately felt much more at ease. He felt that he was thinking too much. Even if Qin Feng was a genius, it was impossible for him to be proficient in martial arts, alchemy, and formation at the same time. After the second formation appeared, Qin Feng also recognized it at a glance. This was a level 3 killing formation. Since he was setting up level 4 killing formations, a level 3 killing formation was a piece of cake for him. Su Chi frowned. He had just become a level 3 formation master not long ago, and a level 3 killing formation was one of the more profound and difficult to refine among the level 3 formations. However, when he thought of Qin Feng, who couldn't even refine a level 2 ghost strike formation, a playful expression immediately appeared on Su Chi's face. Chapter 1792. What is this formation? It feels more profound than the previous one. This should be a level 3 formation, but I don't know what kind of formation it is. Look, Su Chi has started to arrange the formation. Senior Qiao Feng is still refining formation flags. I don't know if he is pretending or not. The cultivators in the audience were paying attention to Qin Feng and Su Chi's situation. When the first formation appeared, some people thought that Qin Feng was holding back his strength. However, when the level 3 killing formation appeared, Qin Feng still did nothing, which made many people suspicious. The level 3 killing formation was a formation that was more difficult to refine. Su Chi had no time to pay attention to Qin Feng. He was concentrating on refining formation flags. After an hour, a loud shout came from Su Chi's side. He clapped his hands, and dozens of array flags and hundreds of spirit stones scattered in front of him, forming a profound array diagram. It's done. Senior Su Chi's formation is finished. Although I don't know what kind of formation it is definitely a level 3 formation. It seems that Senior Su Chi is indeed a level 3 formation master. Alas, Qiao Feng has made no progress. It seems that he will lose this round. That true weapon treasure sword will belong to Senior Su Chi. In terms of reality, the cultivators in the Divine Continent were 100 times more realistic than the people on Earth. Previously, when Qin Feng was in the limelight, everyone stood on his side and spoke. Now that Su Chi had the upper hand, many cultivators had begun to flatter him and even addressed him as senior. The level 3 killing formation was completed. Although there were some small loopholes, it was at least a success. This made Su Chi very proud. This was his extraordinary performance. After perfecting the killing array, Su Chi had already stood up. He had guessed that the third array formation would definitely be a level 4 grade array. With his strength, he would not be able to refine it. However, he was not worried at all. He had already displayed the attitude of a winner. Qiao Feng, how long are you going to pretend? I advise you not to waste your time and energy. Just admit defeat. Su Chi laughed complacently, but Qin Feng ignored him and continued to refine the formation flags as if there was no one else around. At that moment, he had already refined hundreds of formation flags and countless spirit stones that had been engraved into formation seals. In fact, according to Qin Feng's plan, he did not take Su Chi seriously at all. He did not care about this battle. He simply took advantage of his free time to refine more formation flags and spirit stones in preparation for setting up formations in the future. However, no one could guess Qin Feng's thoughts. Otherwise, they would be scared to death by his thoughts. Su Chi was a formation genius of the Seven Stars Monastery, but in Qin Feng's eyes, he didn't even have the qualifications to compete with him. The participating cultivators on the square had already finished answering their questions, but from their disappointed expressions, only a few of them recognized the grade 3 killing array. Su Peng's mind was no longer on the other participating cultivators. He immediately activated the last array formation, wanting to end this array formation meeting as soon as possible so that Seven Su's disciple could become famous. Buzz! A strange energy fluctuation rippled across the square. It was much more powerful than the previous 2 spirit arrays. 4 sky barriers flickered with a pale yellow light, enveloping more than half of the square. Holy shit! What kind of spirit array is this? I can feel a huge pressure from hundreds of meters away. Why have my movements become so slow? This spirit array is most likely related to the trapping array. Grade 4 spirit array. This is definitely a grade 4 spirit array. I believe that none of the participating cultivators can set it up, and even 7th Su can't refine it. As soon as the new spirit array appeared, it caused a sensation among the crowd. The participating cultivators on the square were dumbfounded. They could not understand the knack of this spirit array at all. Seventh Su recognized this spirit array, but a solemn look flashed in his eyes. He had already guessed that the last spirit array was a grade 4 great array, and it seemed that it was true. Grade 4 trapping array. Qin Fen was also examining the new spirit array. Soon, he recited the name of the spirit array in his mind. However, his expression changed, and he looked at the spirit array again. He muttered to himself, "This is not a grade 4 trapping array, but a grade 4 concealing array. After the concealing array is activated, it will conceal itself and only reveal the grade 4 trapping array to confuse people." After figuring out the mystery of the spirit array in front of him, Qin Fen was amused. In fact, grade 4 concealing arrays were used to conceal the existence of trapping arrays and killing arrays. However, this concealing array hid itself and revealed the killing array, which completely contradicted the purpose of the concealing array. Qin Fen knew that the Binji market had done this for the competition, which made this spirit array look somewhat nondescript. Since Senior 7th Su has stopped, it seems that he can't refine this spirit array. Xiaofeng is still refining the array flags. His acting is really tiring. The result of the spirit array meeting is already very obvious. Senior 7th Su has won this round, but the overall ranking of this genius assembly is still uncertain. Maybe Senior Xiaofeng can still squeeze into the top 10 genius cultivators. The crowd's discussion never stopped. When Su Qi heard all the favorable voices fall on him, his face was full of complacency. The answering speed of this round was extremely fast, because the participating cultivators basically couldn't recognize the grade 4 spirit array. Many cultivators handed in blank papers. After the answering process was over, Su Qi didn't forget to stand up and show off. "Fellow cultivators, although I can't refine this spirit array, I know it's a grade 4 trapping array. This spirit array meeting is over, and I believe everyone can see that I've already won against Xiaofeng." No one objected to Su Qi's words. However, Su Peng's expression changed slightly. He knew that the third spirit array was not only a trapping array, but also a grade 4 concealing array. However, as a disciple of the Seven Stars Monastery, Su Qi wouldn't publicly undermine him. Moreover, apart from him and the other 3 judges, no one else would recognize the concealing array. Jiang Fian and the other 2 didn't stand up to speak, and Su Peng also pretended not to know. However, before Su Peng announced the result, Qin Fen, who had been refining the spirit array, shouted, "Array rise!" The shout was so abrupt that the crowd was startled. Tens of thousands of pairs of eyes looked at him. They saw him wave his hand, and hundreds of spirit stones and hundreds of formation flags at his feet flew everywhere. The formation flags were in a mess, and laymen couldn't tell what was going on. However, Su Peng's old eyes were filled with shock, and he couldn't help but exclaim, "How could this be?" He actually set up 4 spirit arrays at the same time. Setting up 4 spirit arrays at the same time? Everyone didn't understand what Su Peng meant, but they saw a shocking scene. Not long after the formation flags fell to the ground, they connected with each other and formed countless rays of light. The spirit stones emitted a faint light, and 4 chi barriers rose to the sky. The spirit array is completed? What kind of spirit array is this? It looks very similar to the 3rd spirit array that Elder Su Peng activated. Oh my god, since Senior Xiaofeng refined the 3rd spirit array, isn't it a grade 4 spirit array? I feel that it's not as simple as the 3rd spirit array. There are also small spirit arrays in this big spirit array. The square was in an uproar. Qin Fen had brought too many surprises to everyone today. However, most of these cultivators were laymen and knew nothing about spirit arrays. They could only make some guesses. However, the 4 judges on the judging panel all stood up with shocked expressions. They looked at the spirit array that Qin Fen had set up in the square in disbelief. Junior Brother Su Peng, if I'm not wrong, Xiaofeng has set up the Ghost Strike array, grade 3 killing array, and grade 4 trapping array. Bai Yi Xing's voice trembled. Jiang Fian added, not only these 3 spear arrays, but also a grade 4 concealing array. It turned out that even Bai Yi Xing didn't see the existence of the concealing array. The shock in his eyes became even more intense. As for Wu Xian, he was already so shocked that he couldn't speak. Previously, he wanted to kill Qin Feng, but now that he had seen Qin Feng's abilities in all aspects, an inexplicable pressure rose in his heart. City Lord Jiang is right. Qiao Feng has set up 4 spear arrays at once, and he even set them up in a concealing array. His technique is so exquisite that even I can't do it. Since things had come to this, Su Peng couldn't hide it anymore. He knew that Taoist Barefooted was still nearby, and if he angered that old monster, he wouldn't even know how he died. Su Peng's voice wasn't loud, but all the cultivators in the plaza heard it. The originally noisy environment suddenly quieted down to the point that even a pin drop could be heard. Tens of thousands of pairs of eyes stared at Qin Feng, wanting to cut open his head to see how he was different from everyone else. How could this guy be so outstanding in martial arts, alchemy, and spirit arrays? This kind of person deserved to be called a true genius. Compared to the previous Northern Sand region's #1 genius, Lu Feng, who was compared to Qin Feng, his brilliance instantly dimmed. After a long time, the crowd gradually came to their senses, and the surging sound waves almost exploded the sky. Did I hear wrongly? Elder Su Peng said that Senior Qiao Feng has set up 4 spirit arrays at the same time. In other words, Senior Qiao Feng has won this round? It said that the 3rd spirit array is a grade 4 concealing array and a grade 4 trapping array. Since young hero Qiao Feng can even set up a grade 4 spirit array, he is at least at the level of a grade 4 spirit array grandmaster. No wonder Senior Qiao Feng dared to compete with Su Qi. He didn't take Su Qi seriously from the beginning. At this moment, the crowd finally came to a realization. Initially, they thought Su Qi had tricked Qin Feng, but they realized that they had fallen into Qin Feng's trap from the beginning. Zhang Kuku shouted excitedly and told everyone she saw that Qin Feng was her man. Xiaoli cried tears of joy. She realized that her master was really amazing. No matter where he was still as dazzling as ever. Zhang Bei, it's a wise decision for you to become sworn brothers with young hero Qiao Feng. I was too stubborn earlier. You should interact more with young hero Qiao Feng in the future. The great elder of the North Kuan sect took the initiative to apologize to Zhang Bei. This scene frightened Zhang Bei. However, he soon realized that even if Big Brother Qin didn't use his original identity, he could still use his strength to make his name known in the Northern Sand region. The entire plaza was chanting Qiao Feng's name. From this moment onwards, Qiao Feng became a celebrity in the Northern Sand region. Even Qin Feng didn't expect this to happen. He was only here to try his luck and obtain the first prize of the Genius Conference. Chapter 1793. The overall rankings of the Genius competition had been tabulated. Only the top 100 geniuses of the Northern Sand Continent had been counted. Unsurprisingly, Qin Feng had obtained the title of the Northern Sand Continent's #1 genius, and his reputation had skyrocketed. After Su Qi lost the competition, he disappeared without a trace. It was likely that he couldn't afford to lose face, so he went into hiding. Qin Feng easily won 5 level 5 teleportation formation discs and a treasured saber of the destructive darkness equipment. As for the 1,000,000 spirit stones, he didn't care about it. After storing the formation plate and the treasured saber into his star ring, Qin Feng suppressed his excitement and didn't check the darkness saber directly. Jiang Fian immediately gave him a jade token with the words #1 genius of the Northern Sand region engraved on it. Under Qin Feng's glory, the other participants seemed insignificant. Even Yu Inxue, who had obtained 2nd place, had long been forgotten. 100 Leaf Star and Su Peng were trying to get closer to Qin Feng. Su Peng did not know that Qin Feng had killed 2 elders of the 7-star monastery. Otherwise, who knew how he would react? Wu Xian, on the other hand, stood to the side with a cold face from beginning to end. There was an indescribable, sullen feeling in his heart. Actually, when he saw Jiang Fian and the others finish eating the youthful countenance pill, he really wanted to ask Qin Feng for one. But how could he put down his old face? Moreover, even if he really asked, Qin Feng might not give it to him. Young hero Qiao, my father is looking for you. Would you come with me? Yin Chan walked over. The birthmark on her face had completely disappeared. She was no longer wearing a veil and looked like a young girl in her 20s. Jiang Fian had wanted to ask Qin Feng about the spirit of Mortal Kingdom, but with Yin Chan here, he could not bring it up. Qin Feng could naturally guess what Jiang Fian was thinking. Not only did he know that Jiang Fian wanted to ask him to stay, but 100 Leaf Star and Su Peng also wanted to find him. After all, he had displayed a shocking performance in the genius competition. Whether it was alchemy or formations, he was extraordinary. However, no one had heard of his identity, which was very strange. Just as Qin Feng was thinking about how to escape, Yin Chan came to invite him. He did not think too much and agreed. Next, it was time to receive the rewards. When he received the black gravel steel and star wind sand, Qin Feng wanted to immediately try to create a true treasure imprisonment. However, he endured it. The most important thing now was to leave this place. Sect Leader Yin, I have 2 companions with me. I wonder if I can go with you? Yin Chan and Xiao Li had already left the platform and were walking towards Zhang Kuku and Xiao Li. Qin Feng thought that if Yin Chan did not allow him to bring the others with him, he would not go. Of course. Yin Chan smiled. Perhaps it was because Qin Feng's youthful beauty pill had removed her birthmark, but she was very friendly towards Qin Feng. Qin Feng walked over to Zhang Kuku and Yin Chan's side and introduced them to each other. After that, the 4 of them left. Many cultivators wanted to follow Qin Feng and befriend him, but when they thought about Yin Chan's powerful background, they stopped in their tracks. Along the way, the cultivators were talking about the Genius Conference and Xiao Feng. Zhang Kuku was very excited, but Qin Feng was having a headache. He didn't expect that he would become famous again, and this time, the spirit of Mortal Kingdom would become famous as well. This was not in line with his original intention of building a base in the spirit of Mortal Kingdom. However, at this point, Qin Feng knew that it was useless to say anything. Fortunately, his master Long Qianjun had already stepped into the Nihility God realm. Even if someone found their way to the spirit of Mortal Kingdom, they would not dare to do anything. After walking for 2 hours, they arrived at the outskirts of the Binji market. The spiritual energy in this area was getting denser and denser. Just a breath of it was enough to make one feel refreshed. Sect Leader Yin, where are we? Qin Feng looked at a magnificent city building a few 100 meters away. This is the Misty Clouds sect, my territory. My father is in there, Yin Chan explained. Qin Feng did not know who Yin Chan's father was before. Later on, he heard other cultivators talking about him. He was very interested in the secluded immortal reverend. Before he broke through the 3 changes of Buddha aura and triggered the 9 changes true thunder, he had never heard of the term secluded immortal reverend. Sect Leader Yin, pardon me for asking, but how many secluded immortal reverends are there in the North Sand Continent? What kind of people are they? Yin Chan smiled and looked at Qin Feng. If someone else asked her about such a secret, she would definitely be reprimanded. However, she had a special relationship with Qin Feng. Perhaps it was because Qin Feng had cured the trouble of her birthmark that had troubled her for more than 30 years. Even if Qin Feng asked about such a secret, she would still know everything. There's a group of hidden cultivators in all 4 continents of the divine supreme continent. They are known as the secluded immortal reverends. They do not belong to any sects or forces and only pursue cultivation. Because they spend most of their time in closed-door cultivation, very few people remember their names. However, this small group of people truly represents the top cultivation level of each continent. My father is one of them. Qin Feng understood a little and immediately asked a new question. If that's the case, the rumor of the North Sand Continent's #1 martial cultivator isn't true? It said that the number one martial cultivator in the Divine Supreme Continent is the Void God King of the East Field Continent. Is that also fake? Yin Chan smiled and said, "How should I put it? It's both true and false. Actually, those rumors are not groundless. Perhaps the Void God King was the number one martial cultivator in the Divine Supreme Continent back then. However, the Divine Supreme Continent is filled with powerful cultivators, and the situation is constantly changing. It's hard to say who the number one martial cultivator is now. However, there's one thing I'm sure of. The North Sand Continent's highest cultivation realm that you've heard about is definitely not true. This is because very few people know about the secluded immortal reverence. In the North Sand Continent, it said that the Void God realm is the highest cultivation realm. However, is there a true God realm, godly venerable? I can't guarantee this. Qin Fun was shocked. There was a true God realm, godly venerable in the North Sand Continent. How powerful would such a powerful being be? Would he be able to shake the earth with a wave of his hand and swallow the clouds and moon with a breath? Young hero Qiao, we're here. I'll arrange for your two friends to rest. You can go in by yourself. Unknowingly, they arrived at the door of a house. Yin Shan had already left with Zhang Kuku and Xiao Li. She had no intention of entering the house. Qin Fen pushed the door open and entered the house. He was not afraid that Yin Shan would harm him because sect leader Yin had already stepped into the middle stage of the true spirit realm. If she wanted to kill him, she would have done it on the way here. Junior Qiao Feng greets Senior Barefoot Enlightened Master. As soon as he entered the house, he saw a white-haired elder standing in the main hall. The elder's body seemed to be shrouded in light and mist, giving off a hazy feeling. Qin Fen immediately guessed that this was just a clone of Barefoot Enlightened Master. However, even with a clone here, the strong and ferocious aura made him feel pressured. He couldn't help but imagine how much pressure he would feel if he stood in front of the Void God realm, godly venerable. Hee. Young hero Qin, you don't have to be so courteous. Have a seat. Barefoot Enlightened Master laughed. Qin Fen sat down nearby. As soon as he sat down, he jumped up. Senior Barefoot Enlightened Master, what did you just say? Did you get the wrong person? Haha, there are only two of us in this house, and I've set up a soundproof formation. You don't have to disguise yourself anymore. You must be Qin Fen, the one who made the spirit surge pill appear. Qin Fen was stunned and didn't know whether he should admit it or not. This was the first time he met Barefoot Enlightened Master, and he couldn't figure out what this old guy was thinking. Could it be that he wanted the spirit surge pill's recipe? Don't let your imagination run wild. If I really wanted to harm you, you would have died hundreds of times since you entered the Misty Cloud sect and walked to this house. Barefoot Enlightened Master's words were full of arrogance, but Qin Fen didn't have any other thoughts. He knew that Barefoot Enlightened Master was telling the truth. Once Barefoot Enlightened Master made a move, Qin Fen wouldn't even have the chance to hide in the astral world. Senior, what advice do you have for me? Qin Fen simply admitted, I don't dare to give advice. Not long ago, you made the Spirit Surge pill appear, and today, you refined the Soul Beauty pill. You are a rare genius in alchemy, and you are also very talented in martial arts. You are also proficient in formations. If you are allowed to develop for a few decades, your achievements will definitely be above this old man's. Barefoot Enlightened Master was generous with his compliments, but Qin Fen didn't dare to relax. He didn't believe that this secluded, immortal venerable came looking for him just to say good things. Sure enough, halfway through, Barefoot Enlightened Master changed the topic and said in a serious tone, a few days ago, there was a great change in the sky above the Jiangbei area. Do you know about this? Qin Fen's heart tightened. Junior doesn't know. Barefoot Enlightened Master looked at him suspiciously and said, You really don't know? Isn't that the sure kill, thunder tribulation you triggered? Qin Fen's palms began to sweat. He finally realized why Barefoot Enlightened Master had come looking for him. It was most likely because of the 9 changes real thunder, and a cultivator who could trigger a sure kill thunder tribulation naturally had a supreme cultivation method. This old man most likely wanted to snatch the fortune of heaven and earth art. Don't let your imagination run wild. I already said that if I had any evil intentions towards you, you would have died countless times already. I can kill you first, then break the seal on your storage ring and get your cultivation method and treasure. Why should I waste my breath on you here? Seeing that Qianfen didn't answer, Barefoot Enlightened Master spoke again. Qianfen was completely confused. He didn't know what this old man wanted to do. Junior is slow-witted. Senior, if you have something to say, please say it. You don't need to be nervous. I came looking for you because I want to ask you clearly, did you trigger the sure kill thunder tribulation that day? Yes, Junior triggered the 9 changes real thunder. Qianfen also threw caution to the wind. Anyway, his life and death were already in the hands of Barefoot Enlightened Master. Although they had already guessed it, hearing it from Qianfen's own mouth, even Barefoot Enlightened Master's expression changed dramatically. It really was a sure kill thunder tribulation. You triggered the 9 changes real thunder and didn't die. What a miracle. This is really a miracle. Qianfen's mouth twitched. Why did this old man's words sound so annoying? But thinking of the old man's cultivation, Qianfen had to pretend that he didn't hear anything. After a while of sighing, Barefoot Enlightened Master returned to normal. Qianfen, do you know that the divine continent has encountered a great calamity that only appears once in 1,000 years? Before each calamity, a powerful venerable descends to this world. This time, the powerful venerable descends to this world as you. These words came so suddenly that Qianfen was dumbfounded. He even thought of the kung fu that Stephen Chow made on Earth. At this time, Barefoot Enlightened Master was like the old faker who sold Stephen Chow the Buddha's palm. Why did it feel so fake? Chapter 1794. A once-in-1,000-years catastrophe? Senior Barefoot Enlightened Being, could you elaborate? Qianfen was puzzled. In short, the Divine Supreme Continent has a regular pattern. A catastrophe will occur every 1,000 years. At the same time, before the catastrophe, a few peerless ultimate gods will appear to help the Divine Supreme Continent survive the catastrophe. It's been almost 1,000 years since the Beast Clan's catastrophe. Your appearance coincides with the time and timing of the Tribulation Taker. The more Qianfen listened, the more confused he became, especially when he realized that the Barefoot Enlightened Being was not joking. How did he become the person who was going through the catastrophe? Moreover, it was a once-in-1,000 years catastrophe. As for the Beast Clan's catastrophe, Qianfen had never heard of it. Senior, what was the Beast Clan's catastrophe like? Also, did you say that there was more than one person going through the catastrophe? Qianfen asked. The Barefoot Enlightened Being nodded with an extremely serious expression. There was more than one person going through the catastrophe. After all, it's 1,000 years catastrophe and requires the cooperation of several peerless ultimate gods to resolve it. I wasn't born yet when the Beast Clan's catastrophe happened 1,000 years ago. I only heard about it afterward. At that time, the entire Divine Supreme Continent's Beast Clan tried to rebel and massacre the mainland's cultivators in order to rule the Divine Supreme Continent. At that time, the Beast King's cultivation realm was unfathomable. His strength was at the peak of the Divine Supreme Continent. Even the 9-star sects of the Eastfield Continent couldn't defeat him. When the entire continent was about to fall, a few ultimate gods suddenly appeared and refined a 9-story beast tower. They imprisoned the Beast King and a group of high-level beasts within it. Only then did the catastrophe end. Qianfen listened with amazement. He had met a disciple from the 9-star sect of the Eastfield Continent, Divine Spirit Mountain in the secret land of the fallen god Sea. Shaoxing was only the sect's eldest disciple, but he had already stepped into the 4 changes Buddha aura realm. One could see how strong a 9-star sect was. Moreover, according to rumors, the Void God King had only become famous in the past 500 years. However, he had already become the strongest ultimate god on the Divine Supreme Continent and had stepped into the peak empty god realm. Qianfen was sure that the strongest cultivator 1,000 years ago was many times stronger than the Void God King. It could be seen how powerful the Beast King was. When the Beast King was mentioned, Qinfen couldn't help but think of his father, Guchun. He was the Beast King on Earth and had passed the title to Qinfen. However, Qinfen knew that this Beast King was not the real Beast King. His strength was too far away from the Divine Continent's high-level beasts. Senior Taoist Barefoot, I think you must have mistaken me for someone else. Although I have some talent, my cultivation is only at the 3 changes of Buddha aura. If you want to, you can kill me with just one palm. Transcending the tribulation is a big matter that still needs you immortal venerables who don't enter the secular world to work together to resist. Senior Barefoot Enlightened Being, I think you must have mistaken me for someone else. Although I have some talent, my cultivation is only at the 3 changes Buddha aura realm. If you want to, you can kill me with a single slap. Transcending the tribulation is something that needs to be done by the secluded immortal venerables. We juniors should just support you in our hearts. As soon as Qinfen finished speaking, he felt the temperature in the room plummet. The Barefoot Enlightened Being angrily rebuked. Junior, how dare you say such ignorant words? If I can transcend the tribulation, I will do it even if I have to die. However, the tribulation must be resisted by the person who transcends the tribulation. You're chosen by the heavenly Tao, so you must shoulder the heavy responsibility. Qinfen was speechless. He suspected that there was something wrong with the old man's head. However, Qinfen didn't want to provoke him because of the old man's powerful realm. He didn't want the old man to kill him with a slap. Since Senior has said so, then this junior will definitely contribute to the Divine Supreme Continent, even if it means sacrificing my life. Qinfen was a man who had won the Golden Deer Award on Earth. Acting was as natural as eating. The chill in the room quickly dissipated. The Barefoot Enlightened Being nodded with satisfaction. That's more like it. I knew you were a responsible person. Otherwise, I wouldn't have called you here. Since the new tribulation is coming, you must hurry up and find other people who are transcending the tribulation. We will work together to protect the peace and stability of the entire Divine Supreme Continent. The corner of Qinfen's mouth twitched. He complained about the old man in his heart. Looking for other people? Was he trying to gather all 7 Dragon Balls to fight the big boss? All right, don't worry, Senior. This junior will remember this important matter. If Senior has nothing else to say, then this junior will immediately set off to find other people. Qinfen didn't want to stay here any longer. He was afraid that he would become crazy. Don't be in a hurry to leave. Although you are a person who is transcending the tribulation, you are the weakest person I have ever seen or heard of. To ensure your survival before the tribulation arrives, I will give you some treasures to escape with your life. These words made Qinfen very unhappy. But when he heard the last sentence, he decided to endure it. Huh, how embarrassing. What treasures are you going to give me? Qinfen smiled. This was a treasure given by a Void God Realm Master, so must not be too bad. The Barefoot Enlightened Being waved his hand, and several rays of light shot towards Qinfen. His gift-giving technique was extremely fast. Qinfen thought that if this was the Barefoot Enlightened Being's attack, he would have died on the spot. Several formation plates fell to the ground, along with a few jade bottles and a few talismans, many of which Qinfen had never seen before. I can see that you are a level 4 formation grandmaster. These 3 level 6 defense formation plates are of little use to me, so I will give them to you. Qinfen's eyes lit up as he looked at the formation plates on the ground. He didn't expect these to be 3 level 6 defense formation plates. Not long ago, he had obtained a level 5 entrapment formation plate at the pair auction, which had trapped the True Spirit Realm Red Flower Hall Master by Jean Fei. This level 6 formation plate would probably be useful to late True Spirit Realm and even Void God Realm cultivators. Qinfen had just put away the 3 level 6 defense formation plates when the Barefoot Enlightened Being continued. Although you are an elixir king, I'm afraid you are still unable to refine my bottles of elixirs. There is a bottle of Immortal Buddha Elixir, which is the best elixir for late-stage Buddha Light Realm cultivators to break through. It is a level 4 rank 7 king elixir. There is also a bottle of Void Breaking Elixir, which is a level 5 rank 7 king elixir. The last bottle is a void transformation elixir, which is a level 6 rank 7 king elixir for early stage nihility god realm cultivators. As for the higher grade elixirs, they are useless to you now, and I need them myself. Even Qin Fun, who didn't lack elixirs, was shocked after hearing the introduction of the elixirs. Qin Fun could refine the Immortal Buddha elixir out of these 3 bottles, but he didn't have enough materials, so he couldn't refine it. As for the Void-Breaking Elixir and Void Transformation Elixir, he couldn't refine them as a level 4 rank 7 Elixir King. Moreover, Qin Fun discovered that after reaching the Elixir King level, it was extremely difficult to break through each small level. The higher the grade of elixir, the higher the requirement for the alchemist level was. Apart from the arrays and elixirs, there were also 3 talismans. Qin Fun had refined talismans in China, but he had refined the lowest grade fireball talisman. That kind of talisman didn't even have a grade in the Divine Continent. He knew that the real high-grade talismans here were extremely powerful. For example, on the way to the Red Flower Hall assessment, he had obtained a level 5 fire talisman from the bandit Li Sha. Once that fire talisman was activated, its power could instantly kill a level 4 Saint King realm cultivator. There was also the Saint King exchange on the Soaring Dragon Chamber of Commerce's airship. Du Chun took out a level 6 fire talisman, which could instantly kill a level 9 Saint King realm powerhouse. Although Saint King realm powerhouses were like ants to Qin Fun now, one talisman could kill a peak Saint King realm cultivator, which showed the power of a level 6 fire talisman. A few days ago, Zhang Kuku had used a level 5 Earth Escape talisman to escape from the witchcraft sect. This small talisman had become a life-saving item. These 3 talismans are extremely precious. One of them is a level 7 fire talisman. The talisman maker can inject a heaven and earth mysterious flame into it, and it can kill a peak Saint King realm powerhouse. The purple talisman is a level 7 thunder talisman. When the talisman maker made a breakthrough to the true spirit realm, he injected the thunder tribulation into the talisman to refine it. It can kill a peak Saint King realm powerhouse and even severely injure a peak Saint King realm powerhouse. The last one is a level 7 Earth Escape talisman. Once it is activated, it can instantly teleport thousands of miles away. Even if it is chased by an Nihility God realm cultivator, it can also disappear without a trace. These 3 talismans were not simple. Qin Fun's favorite was the level 7 Earth Escape talisman. He had many enemies now, including some of the mid-Saint King realm and Nihility God realm. This small Earth Escape talisman could save his life. Although the level 7 Fire talisman and level 7 Thunder talisman did not have much effect on Qin Fun, and he could even kill a peak Saint King realm powerhouse with his trump card, Qin Fun was enlightened after hearing about the origin of these 2 talismans. In fact, back in China, he had already opened the spiritual talisman palace interface of the Hedonist sovereign system. However, he was only an inner chi cultivator at that time, and the spiritual talisman palace required cultivators at or above the true chi stage to refine talismans because the energy of the talisman was transformed from true chi. Now that Qin Fun had stepped into the Buddha light realm, he had no restrictions on using the spiritual talisman palace. Moreover, he also had 2 heaven and earth mysterious flames. Every time he made a breakthrough, he would trigger the thunder tribulation. He pondered in his heart that he could also refine the fire talisman and thunder talisman according to the talisman master's method. Array discs, elixirs, and talismans were all magic treasures rarely seen in the Divine Continent. Daoist Barefoot didn't give any weapons or cultivation methods because he had seen Qin Fun's Zhen Yi sword, which was already a very high-level weapon. As for cultivation methods, since Qin Fun could trigger the thunder tribulation, he must have cultivated a supreme secret manual. Daoist Barefoot didn't want to make a fool of himself. Not long ago, Qin Fun thought that Daoist Barefoot was sick in the head. He just wanted to get rid of this old man as soon as possible. Now that he had accepted so many treasures from him, he felt somewhat embarrassed. "Thank you for your kindness, Senior. I won't stand on ceremony and accept all the items," Qin Fun said politely. Taoist Barefoot rolled his eyes. Those treasures were taken away by Qin Fun as soon as he took them out. How could this kid say such things? However, he didn't care about those treasures. If he could, he would give everything he had to Qin Fun because Qin Fun was the tribulation taker. His fate determined the fate of the entire divine continent. Chapter 1795. You don't have to thank me. It should be me and the cultivators of the entire divine continent thanking you. Because of you tribulation takers, the divine continent can survive. The barefoot enlightened being was sincere. For a moment, Qin Fun felt a little guilty. He realized that the millennium tribulation mentioned by the old man was not a joke, and he was likely to be a tribulation taker. However, Qin Fun had no intention of helping the divine continent. It wasn't that he was timid, but he couldn't even take care of his family and friends. How could he care about other things? Qin Fun didn't want to talk about the tribulation taker anymore. He wanted to return the pills and formation plates to the barefoot enlightened being and pretend that he had never been here or heard about the millennium tribulation. But it all happened as if it was predestined. Qin Fun knew he couldn't do that, or else the barefoot enlightened being would never let him go. Young hero Qin, please wait. I have a private matter to discuss with you. Qin Fun was stopped at the door. He asked, Senior, please speak your mind. It's about my daughter's marriage. She was the #1 genius of the Northern Sands continent 2 years ago. Both her appearance and talent are a perfect match for young hero Qin. Do you have any thoughts in that regard? The barefoot enlightened being looked serious. He was definitely not joking. Qin Fun almost stumbled. Why were there so many people asking him to go on blind dates everywhere? Most importantly, the age gap between him and Yun Chan was too big. If Yun Chan was the #1 genius of the Northern Sands continent 2 years ago, it would have been 10 years ago. So this woman was at least 30 or 40 years old. In fact, Qin Fun had accepted a 1,000 illusion child in the inner hidden sects of China. However, his relationship with the 1,000 illusion child was rather special. First, they were enemies. Then, in order to punish that woman, Qin Fun pushed her down. But now, the barefoot enlightened being wanted him to marry her. The nature was completely different. Senior, you should have seen the 2 women I brought with me. They're both my wives. I have no intention of marrying again. Qin Fun couldn't help but think of Su Ru'er. At that time, Elder Su wanted to bring them together. The fact that you have a wife has nothing to do with what I said. Of course, if you don't like Chan, you can just say it. Taoist Barefoot felt a little helpless when he said those words. Yun Chan was the #1 genius in the Northern Sands continent 2 years ago. It was because she was too outstanding that she hadn't taken a fancy to a male partner until now. In the end, she was politely rejected by Qin Fun. However, Taoist Barefoot didn't have any temper because Qin Fun was the tribulation taker of the peerless ultimate god. Senior, you're being too serious. Sect leader Yun is a genius. If you really want to say that I'm not worthy of her, it's just that I've already married many wives and I don't plan to marry anymore. Since the conversation had reached this point, Taoist Barefoot didn't try to persuade him any further. The two chatted for a while more before Qin Fun took his leave. Before leaving, Taoist Barefoot said that he would go to the kingdom of spirits. Qin Fun expressed his gratitude. He knew what Taoist Barefoot was thinking. Now that the kingdom of spirits had become famous in the Northern Sands continent, there would be many cultivators looking for it. If Taoist Barefoot showed himself in the kingdom of spirits, he would definitely scare off many people with ill intentions. Qin Fun's original goal in this trip to Jiangchuan was to find Bailing Spirit Mountain. He didn't expect that he would accidentally become the #1 genius in the Northern Sands continent. Thinking of this, he could only shake his head and smile bitterly. The 3 of them set off again. To save time, Qin Fun directly drove the flying cloud all towards Bailing Spirit Mountain. No matter which city or market they went to, he didn't stop. He didn't even land when he passed by Xin Yuanlin's house. The flying cloud all wasn't a flying treasure from the divine continent. It was a high-tech product obtained from the star-saint interface of the Hedonist sovereign system. Qin Fun discovered that the flying cloud all had a positioning and navigation function. As for how it could do this in the Divine Continent, where there was no signal network coverage, Qin Fen couldn't figure it out. This saved Qin Fen a lot of trouble. He directly set his destination on the navigation system, Bailing Spirit Mountain, and the flying cloud all moved on its own. Qin Fen took advantage of his free time to refine confinement in his room. However, he discovered that the refining process of a true weapon was very complicated. After refining for 3 whole days, he only managed to refine the dark grade saber that he won from Su Qi. Apart from refining weapons, he spent the rest of his time fooling around with Zhang Kuku. Qin Fen wanted to seize the time to cultivate and stabilize his realm, but Zhang Kuku was too seductive. She only needed to say one sentence, and he couldn't help but pounce on her. Rumble. A loud noise suddenly came from the room next door. Zhang Kuku was sitting naked in Qin Fen's arms. She was so scared that she didn't dare to move. Big brother Qin Fen, what happened? Did the flying ship hit something? Zhang Kuku had been worried about the flying cloud all being piloted by no one. Qin Fen was very confident in the products of Star Technology. If the flying cloud all could hit something, he wouldn't mind giving up the Hedonist sovereign system. It seems to be coming from Xiao Li's room. I'll go and take a look. Qin Fen was so anxious that he didn't even bother to put on his underwear. He casually put on a white robe and ran out of the room. When he opened the door of the room next door, he saw Xiao Li lying on the bed. The room was filled with dense yin qi and black fog. It was as if he had entered hell. Xiao Li, are you all right? Qin Fen walked to the bed and found Xiao Li's clothes were torn to shreds. Her clothes were barely covering her body. Her face was as pale as a sheet, and there was blood at the corner of her mouth. Master, I failed to break through. Xiao Li looked at Qin Fen. Her eyes were evasive and strange. Qin Fen didn't have time to think. He quickly took out a few healing pills and fed them to Xiao Li. Then, he circulated his inner qi to help her recuperate. After the time it took for a Joss stick to burn, Xiao Li's condition had stabilized. Phew. Xiao Li, you're all right now. Huh? The aura in your body is so strong. What realm are you in now? Qin Fen focused all his attention on Xiao Li's injuries and did not pay attention to anything else. Now, he discovered that the aura in her body was as strong as a tidal wave. She was at least a Saint King realm cultivator. Qin Fen knew that when Xiao Li came out of the witchcraft sect, she was just a stage 9 minor ghost realm. Later on, she broke through to stage 1 great ghost realm. According to the comparison of the realms of ghost cultivators and orthodox cultivators, stage 1 great ghost realm was only early stage immortal chi realm. How could Xiao Li have a strong aura of Saint King realm? Master, I'm now a ghost king realm stage 1. After Xiao Li recovered her body, there was a blush on her face. Qin Fen was shocked. From great ghost realm to ghost king realm, there was a gap of an entire realm. There were 9 small realms. Even if Qin Fen had the hedonist sovereign system, all kinds of pills and fortuitous encounters, he could not cross an entire realm in a few days. Master, it should be the effect of the soul-suppressing orb. The soul-suppressing orb has collected millions of Yin souls, and a ghost cultivator needs Yin soul aura to break through. Xiao Li seemed to be able to read Qin Fen's mind and took the initiative to explain. Qin Fen was enlightened. But even so, he was still shocked by Xiao Li's speed of breaking through. Chapter 1796. How many souls did you use up inside the soul-suppressing orb? Qin Fen asked. Master, I've used up quite a lot. I've probably absorbed 10% of the Yin souls. Xiao Li said carefully. Qin Fen rolled his eyes. He had only used 1/10 of his Yin soul, but he had gone from Great Ghost Stage 1 to Ghost King Stage 1. As expected, the breakthrough of ghost cultivators could not be compared to that of orthodox cultivators. Then, after you've absorbed all the spirits in the soul-suppressing orb, wouldn't your realm be higher than the gate of witchcraft's gate leader? Qin Fen was a little excited. If Xiao Li could really break through to that realm, they wouldn't have to worry about the existence of the witchcraft sect. Master, ghost cultivators are the same as orthodox cultivators. The higher the realm, the harder it is to break through. I feel that after I use up the soul-suppressing orb, My realm will be ghost immortal at most. It will be very difficult to step into the ghost venerable realm. According to the comparison between ghost cultivators and orthodox martial cultivators, ghost immortals would be at the Buddha light realm, while ghost venerables would be at the true spirit realm. Moreover, ghost cultivators were much stronger than martial cultivators of the same level. Even if Xiao Li could only step into the ghost immortal realm, he would still be considered as one of the experts in the northern sand region. Most importantly, Xiao Li would probably only take a few months to become a ghost immortal. Very good. If you have time, then cultivate and strive to become a ghost immortal as soon as possible. Qin Fan said. Xiao Li looked at him nervously. Master, you won't be angry that I used up all the resources in the soul-suppressing orb, right? To a ghost cultivator like Xiao Li, those spirits were a supreme cultivation resource, just like how dense spiritual energy was to orthodox martial cultivators. But in Qin Fan's eyes, spirits were completely useless. You're thinking too much. I gave you the soul-suppressing orb a long time ago, and it's yours in the first place. You just need to focus on cultivating. All right, don't lose control just because you're in a hurry to break through. Otherwise, it'll be very easy for you to go berserk. Qin Fan looked at Xiao Li with some heartache. He guessed that this girl must be absorbing spirits crazily because her cultivation level was too low. She was afraid of dragging him down. However, it was only one of the reasons why Xiao Li went berserk. The main reason why Xiao Li went berserk was because he heard the commotion in the room next door, especially Zhang Kuku's unscrupulous screams. And master, you're your clothes? Xiao Li suddenly screamed. Only then did she realize that Qin Fan was only wearing a white robe. The buttons on the robe were not buttoned, and the inside was empty. Earlier, Qin Fan had rushed over because he was anxious. When he discovered the situation, he felt incredibly awkward, especially since little Qin Fan was disobedient and was in a state of excitement. Little Li, rest well first. You can cultivate after your body has recovered. Qin Fan pulled up his clothes to cover his body. Xiao Li's clothes were torn and tattered. It was a seductive and sexy scene. Qin Fang's heart was set ablaze. He planned to rush back to the room next door and finish what he was about to do with Zhang Kuku. Before he could leave, Xiao Li's shy voice came from behind. Master, is that very painful? Why is Kiki yelling so loudly? Qin Fan staggered and almost fell. He knew that Xiao Li didn't even have the chance to find a boyfriend before she was captured by the ghost-faced En King and refined into a ghost cultivator. When it came to matters between men and women, this girl was like a blank piece of paper. Xiao Li, Kiki isn't in pain. She's just comfortable. After Qin Fan finished speaking, he had a look of awkwardness on his face. This was the first time he had explained something like this to a girl. Xiao Li was shocked. Her eyes revealed a trace of yearning. She thought, how comfortable must it be for her to yell like that? Master, see, can you let me feel comfortable as well? Seeing that Qin Fan was about to leave again, Xiao Li mustered up all the courage in her body and spoke. Her voice was as soft as a mosquito, but it was clearly heard by Qin Fan. Qin Fan turned around and looked at Xiao Li. Her charming expression and wild clothes were irresistible. He hesitated for a moment, but in the end, he closed the door and walked toward Xiao Li. For the rest of the night, the battle was intense. Xiao Li initially suspected that Zhang Kuku was not faking it, but after experiencing it herself, she realized that her yelling was even more exaggerated than Zhang Kuku. Ever since he subdued Xiao Li, Qin Fan was extremely busy. He alternated between the rooms of the two beauties every day. Let alone cultivating, he didn't even have time to refine the confinement technique. On the 7th day, the soaring cloud all entered Xixia City. In just 7 days, Xiao Li had broken through from first layer Great Ghost King stage to 5th layer Ghost King stage. Qin Fan and Zhang Kuku were stunned by Xiao Li's heaven-defying speed. Xixia City was not big, and the buildings on the streets were slightly dilapidated. However, there were many cultivators in the city. Judging from their travel-worn appearance, most of them were just passing by like Qin Fan. Qin Fan took out the map he got from the Pear Island auction and looked at it again. Xixia Valley and Bailing Spirit Mountain were marked on the map, but they were only words. There wasn't a specific route drawn, and the marked route ended at Zixia City. It seemed like Qin Feng could only ask the people of Zixia City for the location of Zixia Valley and Bailing Spear Mountain. What's going on over there? Why are there so many people? I heard that City Lord Ouyang is looking for a doctor to save his dying wife. Sigh. City Lord Ouyang has been infatuated with Madame Zixia for his whole life. Who would have thought that he would end up like this? What a pity. What kind of illness does Madame Zixia have? Rumor has it that City Lord Ouyang has reached the peak of True Spirit Realm 9, but he can't cure her? Qin Feng, Xiao Li, and Zhang Kuku, and Xiao Li were walking past a public notice wall. Qin Feng had no intention of paying attention to such trivial matters as he had more important matters to attend to. However, after Zhang Kuku and Xiao Li heard the words of the cultivators, their hearts were filled with kindness, especially when they heard that City Lord Ouyang was an infatuated man. Big Brother Qin Feng, aren't you a divine doctor? Do you want to go and take a look? Master, they said that City Lord Ouyang is so pitiful. It's such a pity that a lover can't last long. Qin Feng was speechless. He knew that if he didn't treat Madame Zixia, Zhang Kuku and Xiao Li would definitely be upset. However, Qin Feng knew that he wouldn't be able to cure her even if he went. He heard from those cultivators that City Lord Ouyang had reached the True Spirit Realm 9. If even City Lord Ouyang couldn't cure Madame Zixia, what could he do? Kuku, Xiao Li, we still have business to attend to. Moreover, the Divine Supreme Continent is different from Earth. My medical skills might not work here. Qin Feng tried to persuade them. The two girls pouted and didn't say anything. Their expressions showed that they were not satisfied. I heard that City Lord Ouyang will give a jade token of Zixia Valley to anyone who can cure the City Lord's wife. Zixia Valley is one of the 8 great saint realms in the northern Sand Continent. Rumor has it that any cultivator who goes to Zixia Valley will be able to reach the True Spirit Realm. Such an attractive reward. Why doesn't anyone go to see the doctor? If Madame Zixia's illness is so easy to cure, City Lord Ouyang will be able to cure her himself. Why would he need to send out a notice? Chapter 1797. Qin Feng felt that something was wrong when he heard about the Violet Cloud Valley Jade token. It seemed that the Violet Cloud Valley secret territory wasn't a place that could be entered just because one wanted to. Brother, may I know what the Violet Cloud Valley Jade token is? Qin Feng asked a Saint King Realm cultivator next to him. Perhaps it was because Violet Cloud City was located in the deepest part of the Jiangchuan region that the information here developed relatively slowly. That cultivator didn't recognize Qin Feng, and the other cultivators gathered here didn't recognize Xiao Feng, who had recently become the #1 genius of the Northern Sand Continent. However, the Saint King Realm cultivator didn't dare to be negligent because Qin Feng's strength was at the peak of the 9th Saint King Realm, which was much higher than his. Senior, I believe you must have heard of Violet Cloud Valley. It's one of the 8 great saint territories of the Northern Sand Continent. However, many people don't know that one must have a teleportation jade token to enter Violet Cloud Valley, and it's very difficult to obtain one. One jade token can be sold for tens of millions of high-grade spirit stones on the black market, and it needs other treasures to be exchanged. Qin Feng understood that just having a map of Violet Cloud Valley was useless. He believed that the entrance to the secret territory was also a large array, and the Violet Cloud Valley jade token was the thing that opened the array. Let's go and see City Lord Ouyang's wife. Zhang Kuku and Xiao Li were overjoyed when they heard Qin Feng's words. I knew Brother Qin Feng would listen to me the most. Master, you're such a good person. Qin Feng felt awkward in the face of the two girls' praise. If it wasn't for the Violet Cloud Valley jade token, he wouldn't have gone to see his wife. However, since he was misunderstood, he didn't bother to explain. After all, City Lord Ouyang and I are both infatuated men. How can I bear to see this pair of ill-fated mandarin ducks separated by yin and yang? Qin Feng said seriously. The two girls were touched by Qin Feng's words, and felt that they had found the right man in their lives. There were many people going to Ouyang Mansion. Qin Feng could see that most of them had the same idea as him, and they were all going for the Violet Cloud Valley Jade token. With the old butler of Ouyang Mansion leading the way, they arrived at the mansion in the time it takes for a stick of incense to burn. However, a large number of people had gathered at the gate, and the scene was as chaotic as a market. Big brother Qin Feng, why are there so many people here? Zhang Kuku pouted and complained. The cultivator who told Qin Feng about the Zixia Valley Jade tablet also came. In fact, he didn't have the slightest assurance that he could cure Madame Zixia, but it was always good to come and try his luck. When the time came, he could casually give Madame Zixia a few healing pills. If she couldn't be cured, then so be it. But if she was cured by a stroke of luck, then he would make a big profit. This kind of thinking naturally couldn't be said casually, but at this time, most of the cultivators gathered outside the Ouyang Mansion had this kind of thinking. Senior, I am Zhao Zirwei, a disciple of White Cloud Mountain. These people are all here to treat Madame Zixia's illness. The male Saint King realm took the initiative to please Qin Feng. He saw that Qin Feng was already a peak Saint King at such a young age. So even if he thought with his toes, he could tell that Qin Feng was a disciple of a 5-star sect. Zhang Kuku grumbled. There's so many people here. Ask that city lord Ouyang to come out. As long as Big Brother Qin Feng takes action, he will definitely be able to cure Madame Zixia. This silly girl shout was so loud that even the cultivators outside the door could hear it. Qin Feng was speechless, and he wished he could sew this silly girl's mouth shut. This was the divine continent, and he didn't know if the acupuncture technique he used on Earth would work. If he couldn't cure Madame Zixia, he would be greatly embarrassed. Hee, who do you think you are? Madame Zixia has been ill for more than a year. During this period, many extraordinary people came to visit her, but none of them could cure her. Are you sure that you can cure her? Why bother with those guys? They must be here to steal the Jade token. Do they think it's that easy to get the Jade token of Violet Cloud Valley? Yo, little junior sister, what did you eat to grow up? How did you develop so well? Many cultivators were attracted by Zhang Kuku's arrogant words, and they began to discuss among themselves. A little old man with a mustache revealed a wretched look as he looked at Zhang Kuku's proud body from top to bottom. Stinky old man, what nonsense are you talking about? Do you believe that I won't beat you up? With Zhang Kuku's fiery temper, she couldn't stand being mistreated. She clenched her fists and was about to hit the old man, but she didn't move. Others thought she was afraid, but only Qin Feng knew that she had lost 80% of her strength. Little junior sister, you have a fiery temper, but this old man likes female cultivators with your character. Do you want to be my partner? I'm the little elder of the 4-star sect, the Shuni sect. As long as I say the word, you can become the Shuni sect's core disciple. Qi Bang's face was filled with pride, as if the Shuni sect belonged to his family. As a matter of fact, a 4-star sect was nothing in the Jiangchuan region, but Qi Bang noticed that Zhang Kuku didn't emit any aura, so he thought that she was just a silly little girl who didn't cultivate. Qin Feng saw through Qi Bang's thoughts with just a glance, and he couldn't help but laugh in his heart. He knew that this little old man was going to run out of luck soon. Bullshit. If you want to find a woman, go find your mother. Stop disgusting me. Zhang Kuku was extremely ferocious when she was enraged. Her words were also unrestrained. Even Shaoli was taken aback. The surrounding cultivators were dumbfounded. The smile on Qi Bang's face froze. He had been in the northern sand region for so long, but this was the first time he had seen a woman who spoke more viciously than a man. Did she still have the image of a woman? You crazy girl, what bullshit are you talking about? Everyone saw it. It was this woman who spoke rudely to me first. I'm going to teach her a lesson right now. Qi Bang was insulted in front of everyone, and he couldn't maintain his old face anymore. He didn't have a mood to pick up girls anymore, and suddenly, a violent aura surged out from his body. It turned out that it was the cultivation of Buddha aura transformation. You still dare to attack? Do you really think I'm afraid of you? Big brother Qin Feng, go. Zhang Kuku was not afraid of Qi Bang at all. However, her last sentence made Qin Feng speechless. Qi Bang's palm was already in front of Zhang Kuku. It was as if Qi Bang had purposely grabbed at her voluptuous bosom. Rumble. A loud explosion rang out. It was more violent than what everyone had imagined. The scene in front of them stunned everyone. Zhang Kuku stood unscathed on the spot, but Qi Bang was sent flying more than 10 meters away. He fell to the ground and coughed up a few mouthfuls of blood. What's going on? What happened just now? Qin Feng's attack was too fast, and many people were puzzled. There were some experts in the crowd, and they saw the moment Qin Feng attacked. Their eyes were filled with astonishment. Judging from the power of Qin Feng's palm, he was at least an expert who had stepped into the early stage of Buddha aura transformation. Moreover, Qin Feng was only 30 years old. His talent in cultivation was truly astonishing. It was that young hero who attacked. They should be together. That young hero in white robes? He's only 30 years old, and he defeated Qi Bang with one move? That Qi Bang seems to have stepped into the Buddha aura transformation. Indeed, you can't judge a book by its cover. Our North Sand continent has produced many talented cultivators recently. Young hero Qin is the one who made the Spirit Surge pill appear, and Senior Qiao Feng who became famous in the Genius Conference held in the Binji market not long ago. The heated discussion continued, but no one went to help Qi Bang up. Even the two disciples who came with Qi Bang didn't dare to move. They were deeply afraid that they would incur Qin Feng's displeasure, and if that happened, they would also be implicated. Many cultivators mentioned Qiao Feng, but no one could recognize that Qiao Feng was right in front of them. Hearing everyone's discussion, Qin Feng was a little worried. He didn't want his identity to be exposed. That would attract a lot of unnecessary trouble. On the street opposite the Ouyang Manor, two men in black were hiding in a corner sneakily. Are you sure that person is Qin Feng? His appearance is completely different, the slightly older old man said. Elder Wu Shi, this disciple definitely wouldn't be wrong. You might not know this, but this Qin Feng is very sinister. He often changes his identity. Actually, Qiao Feng is his other identity. So this old and young pair were disciples of the witchcraft sect. Wu Shi had escaped from Qin Feng, and now the entire witchcraft sect was searching for Qin Feng's whereabouts. They didn't expect Qin Feng to come to Zixia City. Very good. Immediately report this news to the sect. If we can really capture that kid, we'll have done a great service. Wu Shi smiled strangely. He wasn't in a hurry to attack, because he knew that he wasn't Qin Feng's match. The disciple added, That's right, Elder Wu Shi, should we spread the news that Qin Feng is Qiao Feng? I've asked around. This Qin Feng has used two identities and offended many large sects in the Northern Sand region. Even the Soaring Dragon Merchant Guild, Invincible Sect, and Seven-Star Monastery are after him. As for the other small sects, there are countless of them. If this kid's identity is exposed, there will definitely be a large number of cultivators coming to take revenge. At that time, we could just sit back and reap the benefits. This witchcraft sect disciple was quite quick-witted. After hearing this, the strange smile on Wu Shi's face became even wider. This is a good idea. Your disciple is not bad. If you follow me wholeheartedly, I guarantee you won't be mistreated. The disciple immediately smiled and said, Thank you, Elder Wu Shi, for your guidance. Qin Feng didn't notice the situation here. He was in a hurry to bring Zhang Kuku and Shaoli into the Ouyang Manor. He wanted to quickly cure his illness and get the Jade token before rushing to Zixia Valley. Because there was a fight outside, a group of people walked out of the Ouyang Manor. When they saw the man leading the group, the noisy environment immediately quietened down. City Lord Ouyang Jun is here. I heard that City Lord Ouyang has stepped into the peak of True Spirit Realm 9. The aura on his body is extremely strong, and I can't see through it at all. I'm afraid that kid is out of luck. He dared to hurt people outside the Ouyang Manor. City Lord Ouyang won't let him off easily. Very soon, everyone's gaze shifted from Ouyang Jun to Qin Feng. Many of them had a playful look in their eyes, as if a good show was about to begin. Qin Feng couldn't help but feel nervous. In front of a peak True Spirit Realm expert, he felt pressured. If Ouyang Jun was not easy to talk to and directly attacked him, It would be troublesome. He could escape quickly. But what about Zhang Kuku and Shaoli? As expected, as soon as Ouyang Jun walked out, he put on a straight face and walked in front of Qin Feng. Who are you? How dare you cause trouble in front of my manor? Qin Feng was anxious to get the Zixia Valley Jade token and resolve the conflict in front of him. His thoughts turned quickly, and he secretly sent a voice transmission to Ouyang Jun. City Lord Ouyang, I'm Xiao Feng. I didn't mean to offend you. I'm here to treat Madame Zixia. Chapter 1798. Qin Feng purposely revealed Xiao Feng's identity. Although no one recognized him after he arrived at Zixia City, he knew that his reputation had long spread here. It was just that these people weren't present at the genius competition, so they couldn't recognize his appearance. As expected, Ouyang Jun's expression changed greatly. Of course, he had heard of Xiao Feng's name. Rumor had it that this #1 genius of the northern Sand Continent was a king of elixirs at such a young age. He even created the soul beauty pill at the genius competition. Maybe he really had a way to cure Madame Zixia. But before he could speak, Qin Feng transmitted his voice again. City Lord Ouyang, I don't want to expose my identity. Just bring me to your mansion. I will try my best to cure Madame Zixia. Ouyang Jun swallowed the words he was about to say and said, Young hero, please come with me. Qin Feng followed Ouyang Feng into the mansion. Zhang Kuku and Shaoli were at a loss. They didn't know what happened. Long after they left, the cultivators gathered outside the mansion were in an uproar. Huh? City Lord Ouyang didn't punish that guy? He even invited him to the mansion? Why do I feel that City Lord Ouyang knows that young hero? Otherwise, he wouldn't have let him off so easily. Stop talking. That young hero entered the Buddha Aura realm at such a young age. Obviously, he is a disciple of a 5-star sect or family in the northern Sand Continent. We can't afford to offend him. When everyone said that Qin Feng was from a 5-star sect, more and more people believed it to be true. Qi Bang was so scared that he ignored the pain in his body. He crawled up and ran away. When he thought about how he had boasted in front of Qin Feng that he was an elder of the 4-star sect, the Shuni sect, he felt a burning sensation on his face. Ouyang Jun had already brought Qin Feng and the others to the main mansion. As soon as they entered, a white-haired old man in a black robe was sitting on a high seat. City Lord Ouyang, who are these people? The old man asked. Ouyang Jun showed an apologetic expression and said with a smile, Elder of a humble sect, this young hero is also here to cure Madame Zixia. As soon as the words left his mouth, the old man's face immediately fell. City Lord Ouyang, what do you mean by this? Qin Feng glanced at the frigid sect elder. That old man was only at the 6 changes of Buddha's aura, but Ouyang Jun's attitude towards him was very amiable. Frigid sect elder, please don't misunderstand. After all, Madame has been bedridden for more than a year. During this time, we've sought out all sorts of extraordinary people from all over the world, but we've still not been able to cure Madame's illness. Not waiting for Ouyang Jun to finish speaking, Han Min impatiently waves his hand and says, City Lord Ouyang, our Xian medical sect is a famous 5-star holy medical sect in the northern Sands region. The number of cultivators who have been cured, if not 1 million, is at least 100,000. Since the Xian medical sect has already made a move, why do you still need to invite other ants to come? Is this not believing in my great Xian medical sect strength? This is the first time Qin Feng has heard of the Xian medical sect. Looking at the stance of the poor sect, he knows that their power isn't small. What's more, the Lord of Ouyang City, who is at the peak of True Spirit Realm 9, didn't get angry. It's even more obvious that the Xian medical sect's position in the Northern Sands region is extraordinary. These so-called reputations might be able to intimidate others, but they were useless in front of Zhang Kuku, who was like a newborn calf. Smelly old man, who are you calling an ant? I think you're the charlatan who swindles people. Zhang Kuku can't bear to hear others speak ill of Qin Feng. The poor sect widens his eyes and looks at her incredulously. Obviously, he didn't expect that this junior would dare to talk back to him. You silly little girl. How can you speak to this old man like this? You said that this old man swindles people? Have you ever heard of the Xian medical sect? The poor sect was angered by Zhang Kuku's words, but the following words almost angered him to death. What bullshit black medicine sect? Look at the name you're calling out. You're obviously black people. You ignorant junior, this old man can't be bothered with you. The poor sect realizes that he can't win against Zhang Kuku. With a cold face, he says to Ouyang Jun, City Lord Ouyang, it seems that you're not sincere at all. Since that's the case, I'll leave. Ouyang Jun becomes anxious and hurriedly dissuades. Elder poor sect, please don't be angry. The Xian medical sect is famous throughout the northern Sand Continent. Their medical skills can be said to be peerless. How can I not be sincere? It's just that young hero Qiao Feng's arrival was so sudden that I didn't expect it. In his anxiety, Ouyang Jun reveals Qin Fun's identity. The poor sect's expression changes greatly. Although there are many cultivators with the same name in the northern Sand Continent, the youngster that City Lord Ouyang values so highly is obviously the #1 genius Qiao Feng, who made a name for himself in Binji City not long ago. City Lord Ouyang. He's the current #1 genius of the northern Sand Continent. Although he guessed so, the poor sect still wants to confirm it. Seeing Ouyang Jun's serious expression, he says, Elder poor sect, this kind of thing is naturally true. The poor sect originally thought that Qin Fun was just a little brat. He didn't expect him to be the #1 genius cultivator of the northern Sand Continent. For a moment, the poor sect is speechless. His expression changes unpredictably. No one knows what he's thinking. City Lord Ouyang, can you take me to see Madame Zixia now? Qin Fun doesn't want to waste any more time. He's a little unhappy that Ouyang Jun accidentally revealed his identity. Before Ouyang Jun can say anything, the poor sect suddenly shouts, "Oomph." So what if he was the #1 genius of the North Sand region? Could it be that his medical skills are higher than this old man's? Lord Ouyang, you make your own decision. As long as our Xian medical sect takes action, no one is allowed to treat the patient. Otherwise, I'll immediately leave. For a moment, Ouyang Jun is hesitant. In his heart, he's actually more inclined towards Xian's sect. After all, this is a 5-star sect that has been famous for a long time in the Northern Sands region and specializes in treating illnesses. However, he couldn't just chase Qin Feng away. After all, Qin Feng was here to treat his illness out of goodwill. Young swordsman Xiao, I'm really sorry. Why don't I ask the servants to arrange a place for you and your 2 friends to stay? Don't be in a hurry to leave for the next few days. I'll take good care of you. Ouyang Jun had made up his mind. Zhang Kuku and Xiao Li rolled their eyes angrily, but Qin Feng remained calm. He understood Ouyang Jun's thoughts very well. If he was in Ouyang Jun's shoes, he would make the same choice. Don't you have eyes? If even Big Brother Qiao Feng can't cure the patient, then no one else can. Master, let's go. Previously, the 2 women sympathized with Ouyang Jun and persuaded Qin Feng to come and treat his illness. Now, they're about to leave in a huff. Qin Feng smiled bitterly. He can't leave now even if they let him. No matter what, he has to get the jade card of Zixia Valley. City Lord Ouyang, since the poor sect's elder is so overbearing, then let him treat Madame Zixia. However, since I'm already here, it shouldn't be a problem to go and take a look, right? Qin Feng said with a smile. Ouyang Jun nodded. Qin Feng's proposal wasn't difficult. However, the poor sect's elder was still dissatisfied. He said in a strange tone, when we Xian medical sect treat illnesses, we use some secret methods. We don't allow outsiders to see it. You don't look for trouble. Otherwise, I won't be polite to you. Chapter 1799. Qin Feng came to Ouyang Mansion to treat Madame Zixia, but he didn't expect to run into this arrogant old man from Han family. He was too lazy to pay attention to him, but this old man still wants a foot after giving him an inch. Elder Han family, is your Xian medical sect's medical skills really that amazing? Qin Feng asked with a smile. Speaking of the sect, Han family immediately patted his chest, his face full of arrogance. Of course, you can ask any cultivator. Xian medical sect is the most powerful medical sect in the northern Sand Continent. Since its establishment hundreds of years ago, who knows how many cultivators have been cured and how many strange diseases have been solved. Qin Feng listened to him boast for a while. After all, before slapping the other side's face, he should first let the other side show off. Otherwise, it won't be satisfying. So, Xian medical sect is so amazing. It seems I'm ignorant and inexperienced. This is the first time I've heard of this sect. Han family was even more proud. It's not too late for you to know. Immediately apologize to me, apologize to my sect, and then get lost. Zhang Kuku and Xiao Li's expressions were ice cold. They looked as if they were about to hit someone, but Qin Feng stopped them from doing so. I think Elder Han has misunderstood. I'm not afraid of your sect. I'm just doubting the medical skills of your Xian medical sect. Are you really as good as you claim? Han family's old face darkened. He angrily rebuked. You ignorant ant. Our Xian medical sect is famous. Why do we need to brag? Besides, who do you think you are? I don't need to explain so much to you. Qin Feng smiled. You don't need to explain, just use the fact to prove it. Do you dare to compete with me in medical skills? Let me see how amazing Xian medical sect is. As soon as he said this, Han family and Ouyang Jun were immediately stunned. They didn't know where Qin Feng got the confidence to dare to challenge Xian medical sect. Huh, are you out of your mind? What qualifications do you have to compete with me in medical skills? After Han family recovered, he laughed unscrupulously. Ouyang Jun advised, Young hero Qiao, this time it's my fault for being negligent. Why don't you and your two friends go rest first? I'll personally receive the three of you after I'm done here. Although Ouyang Jun can't see the truth, he's a good person. He clearly holds the position of City Lord, but he doesn't put on airs. City Lord Ouyang, I'm not joking. Let's see if the frigid sect elder dares to compete. Qin Feng said seriously. Ouyang Jun was stunned again. He started to suspect if there was something wrong with Qin Feng's brain, or if he was still too young. Not long ago, he became the #1 genius of the Northern Sand region and had gotten carried away, forgetting the truth that there was always someone better than him. But before he could dissuade him again, Han Min gritted his teeth and shouted, Stinking brat, this old man was originally too lazy to care about you. But since you've stuck out your face to ask for a beating, I'll help you. Young hero Qiao, why are you doing this? Ouyang Jun had a bitter expression on his face, but Qin Feng didn't listen to his advice. He smiled at Han Min and said, How about we compete in something simpler and poison each other? Everyone was dumbfounded. There was such a method of medical competition? Poisoning each other? What do you mean? The poor didn't understand either. Qin Feng explained, You poison me, and I'll poison you. Whoever can cure the other's poison will prove that their medical skills are better. The reason why Qin Feng suggested this method of competition was because he inadvertently remembered his competition with the Yin-Yang elders of the poison sect in China. At that time, he ate the poison sect's #1 poison, the king of poisons. In the end, he easily used the universal antidotes sold by the system to detoxify the poison. Qin Feng believed that if he competed with Han Min in poison, he would also be able to beat this guy. Young hero Qiao, this isn't good. I think you should go rest. Ouyang Jun jumped in fright and tried to dissuade Qin Feng again. He was very clear about the strength of the Xian medical sect's medical skills. Although this was a medical sect that focused on saving lives, there was a fine line between good medicine and poison. He believed that if the people of the Xian medical sect played with poison, they would definitely be very good. If Qin Feng ate Han Min's poison and died on the spot, then it would be troublesome. Master, are you really going to compete with him in poison? Even Xiaoli was a bit worried and looked at Qin Feng nervously. Zhang Kuku was the only one who looked relaxed. In her eyes, Qin Feng was omnipotent. Big brother Qiao Feng, take out your most powerful poison. It's best if it's a poison that can make people bleed from their 7 apertures and rupture their liver and intestines. Only then will it be satisfying to poison that old man to death. Zhang Kuku's venomous words almost angered Han Min to death before the competition even started. "Umph, I don't have a problem with the competition, but I have a condition. During the competition, life and death will be decided by fate." Han Min's expression was ferocious. He had already made up his mind to kill Qin Feng. Ouyang forehead was covered in sweat. Both Xiao Feng and Han Min were people of high status. If one of them died in his residence, it would definitely be a very troublesome matter. However, before he could dissuade Qin Feng had already agreed. If Han Min didn't mention his condition, Qin Feng was going to say it too. "Reckless fellow, I'll make your body rot and die in a moment." Qin Feng completely ignored Han Min's threat. He was communicating with Little Pig through telepathy. "Stupid pig, what's the most powerful poison in the system?" Little Pig pouted and complained, "Master, I'm the super cute genius Little Pig, not a stupid pig. The most powerful poison in the system is called Thing Within Seconds. As the name suggests, it can kill all living things in a second." Qin Feng rolled his eyes. He was used to being tricked by the system, so he doubted the description of Thing Within Seconds. Can it really kill all living things in a second? Qin Feng questioned. Little Pig's face turned red. He laughed awkwardly. Isn't that just a saying? But it's definitely capable of killing cultivators below the true spirit stage. Qin Feng knew this would be the case, but he was still shocked. A single bottle of poison could instantly kill a Buddha's light stage cultivator. This was already very powerful. However, after seeing the price of Thing Within Seconds, Qin Feng's face darkened. This bottle of poison alone cost 100,000 Hedonist points. At the same time, Qin Feng also discovered that Thing Within Seconds wasn't the most powerful poison in the system. There were even more powerful poisons above it. These poisons even cost 1 million Hedonist points per bottle. They could actually instantly kill a true spirit stage or even avoid God stage cultivator. Little Pig could read Qin Feng's mind and explained, "Master, Thing Within Seconds isn't the most powerful poison in the system. I've chosen the most practical poison for you based on your current situation." Qin Feng understood Little Pig's meaning. He wanted to kill a Buddha's Light 6 Transformations cultivator, so buying a bottle of Thing Within Seconds was enough. After hesitating for a while, Qin Feng gritted his teeth and bought Thing Within Seconds. He had to destroy the frigid sect. Otherwise, Ouyang wouldn't let him treat Madame Zixia, and he wouldn't be able to obtain the Violet Cloud Valley's Jade Tablet. Ding! Congratulations, host Qin Feng, for spending 100,000 Hedonist points to purchase a bottle of Thing Within Seconds. System-friendly reminder. This poison is extremely poisonous. Please do not place it where children can touch it. The host has a total of 534,000 Hedonist points. The system's notification sounded. Qin Feng moved his mind, and a bottle of colorless liquid appeared in his hand. "Stinking brat, do you dare to compete or not? If you don't dare, then get lost. Stop putting on act here." Just as he came back to his senses, he heard the frigid sect's arrogant voice. Shaoli deliberately lowered his voice and said, "Master, if you're not confident, then let's not compete." Zhang Kuku yelled, "You damned old man, are you in a hurry to reincarnate? Big brother Xiao Feng is preparing his ultimate move. Believe it or not, he'll kill you in a second." "Kill me in a second? Ha! I think your big brother Xiao Feng is more like a second man." The frigid sect couldn't stop laughing. As the great elder of the Xian medical sect, how could he be killed by poison in a second? "You're the second man. Your whole family. No, your whole sect is a second man," Zhang Kuku retorted. The frigid sect was so angry that he wanted to vomit blood. He decided to ignore Zhang Kuku. This woman was invincible when it came to scolding people. "Surnamed Xiao, this is the poison I prepared. You better think carefully. You'll die if you drink it." The frigid sect's skinny hand held a dark and swarthy pill. It didn't have any medicinal fragrance, but it emitted an incomparably foul odor. Zhang Kuku and Shaoli pinched their noses and retreated. Even Ouyang frowned and held his breath. Qin Feng smiled. After all, he was a leading figure in traditional Chinese medicine in China. He knew that the stronger the smell of a poison, the more violent its effects would be. However, the downside was that this poison was very easy to cure. He could even analyze the ingredients of his poison from its stench. The real poison was colorless and odorless. The king of poisons that the poison sect gave Qin Feng was this kind of poison. The instant medicine that Qin Feng bought from the system was the same. Qin Feng took the dark and swarthy pill, but he wasn't in a hurry to eat it. He threw the instant medicine over and smiled at the frigid sect. "You eat it first, I'll eat it later." The frigid sect immediately looked at the liquid in his hand and raised his eyebrows. He couldn't see anything special about this colorless liquid. He couldn't smell it either. He couldn't figure out what medicinal ingredients were used to make it. "Why should I eat it first?" The frigid sect felt uncertain. Qin Feng said matter-of-factly, "You're the great elder of the Xian medical sect. Of course you should eat it first. In any case, your Xian medical sect's medical skills are heaven-defying. What kind of poison can't be cured? Could it be that you're afraid?" This was clearly a provocation. The frigid sect could see it. However, Qin Feng's move was an open scheme. The frigid sect couldn't do anything even if they saw it. "Fine, we'll eat it at the same time. That's fair." The frigid sect thought that even if he couldn't cure this poison, Qin Feng certainly couldn't cure his own. When the poison flared up, they'd just give each other the antidote. In short, he wouldn't die. Qin Feng nodded in agreement. He didn't wait for the frigid sect to swallow the poison. He suddenly said, "By the way, frigid sect's great elder, do you have any regrets? I'm afraid it'll be too late if you don't say it now." The frigid sect rolled his eyes and scolded. "You want to kill this old man with a mere child's poison? As expected, your thinking is still naive. If you have any last words, quickly say them. And those two girls, I can help you take care of them in the future." Qin Feng's expression chilled. He didn't care about the frigid sect. He raised his head and swallowed the black pill. "I've already eaten your poison. You should drink my venom." Chapter 1800. Han Min sees Qin Feng eat the elixir, and his heart immediately feels at ease. He's still very confident in Xian medical sect's poisons. He believes that it won't be long before this #1 genius of a northern sand region will meet his end. But after waiting for a few seconds, Qin Feng didn't show any signs of being poisoned. He lazily said to him, "Elder frigid man, why haven't you drunk my poison? It's not too late if you're afraid. Just admit that the Xian medical sect has an undeserved reputation. It's better than losing your life." Qin Feng once again used an open strategy. Frigid Man knew that this was a provocation, but he couldn't do anything about it. He couldn't speak ill of the Xian medical sect. If he did, how could the other elders and sect masters spare him? Originally, he thought that Qin Feng would die in less than half a minute after eating the Poison King pill. At that time, he wouldn't need to drink Qin Feng's poison to win. He didn't expect that Qin Feng would still be fine. What a mere bottle of poison. In the eyes of our Xian medical sect, poison is like drinking water. Frigid Man didn't forget to boast. He raised his head and drank the poison. Ouyang Jun wanted to stop him, but it was too late. "This kind of trash is poison? I can't even feel a little bit of poison." Frigid Man opened his mouth to taunt again, but before he could finish his words, his voice came to an abrupt halt. His expression was stiff, and even his body was like that of a zombie. His tall body fell straight to the ground, bouncing up and down like a roly-poly doll before coming to a stop. The atmosphere suddenly became strange. Except for Qin Feng, no one knew what happened. "Elder Frigid Man, what are you doing?" Ouyang Jun looked surprised. Zhang Kuku stared blankly at first, then laughed and said, "Ha ha, this old man must have been poisoned to death by Big Brother Qin Feng's poison." Kuku already said that Big Brother Qin Feng's poison can kill you in a second. Ouyang Jun shouted a few times, but there was no response. He hastily squatted down to check Frigid Man's breath. He was so scared that he fell on his butt. Dead? He's really dead." Zhang Kuku's eyes widened, and her laughter stopped. She was just complaining about Frigid Man's instant death, but she didn't expect that the old man was really dead. "Damn, So this guy's been bragging all along. What bullshit Xian medical sect? What Northern Sands continent's most famous medical sect? He couldn't even hold on for a minute after drinking Big Brother Qin Feng's poison. Isn't that a little too lame? Zhang Kuku yelled. If he was still alive, he would definitely be angered to death. On the other hand, Qin Feng's expression darkened. What did he mean by poor guy is too lame? He clearly used his own strength to instantly kill him. Zhang Kuku skipped to Qin Feng's side and said, Big Brother Qin Feng, don't you think that old man is so lame? He died just like that. Smack! Qin Feng slapped Zhang Kuku's buttocks and yelled, Don't talk. Stand at the side. Big Brother Qin Feng, why did you hit him? How annoying. Zhang Kuku's joyful mood was gone. Although she was complaining in her heart, she still stood beside Xiao Li obediently. Ouyang Jun had already confirmed the fact that Frigid Man was dead. He looked at Qin Feng with a complicated expression and said, Young hero Xiao, aren't you a little too ruthless? Now that Frigid Man's elder has died in my mansion, what do you want me to do if the Xian medical sect finds out about this? Since Qin Feng dared to kill Frigid Man, he naturally wasn't afraid of the Xian medical sect. Now that powerful forces like the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce and the Witchcraft sect were hunting him down, another 5-star sect wouldn't make a difference. Governor Ouyang, Xiao Feng, have always been responsible for my own actions. I killed Frigid Man. You can tell the truth to the Xian medical sect. I believe that with Governor Ouyang's identity, the Xian medical sect wouldn't dare to do anything to you, said Qin Feng. Ouyang Jun was speechless for a moment, and an awkward expression appeared on his face. In fact, Frigid Man's death couldn't be separated from him. If he hadn't brought Qin Feng into his mansion, even though he knew that Xian medical sect had come to see him, the subsequent events wouldn't have happened. Young hero Qiao, I'm too selfish. You and I each have half of the responsibility for this matter. Don't worry, I'll explain the whole story to the Xian medical sect's sect master. You had a fair fight with Frigid Man, and Frigid Man died in the poison fight. This can't be blamed on you. Ouyang Jun's words were out of Qin Feng's expectation. One should know that the cultivators of the Divine Continent were more cold-hearted than the people of Huaxia. They wouldn't get involved if they could avoid trouble. This Ouyang Jun was somewhat unusual. Governor Ouyang, please do as you wish. I don't put Xian medical sect in my eyes anyway, so it doesn't matter what you say. Qin Feng's attitude was indifferent, and it didn't seem like he was pretending to be calm. Ouyang Jun quickly understood that with Qin Feng's identity as the Northern Sands continent's #1 genius, his background must be different. At the very least, he was a core disciple of a 5-star sect. Indeed, there was no need for him to be afraid of a 5-star medical sect like Xian medical sect. Qin Feng and Ouyang Jun didn't have any misgivings in their hearts, so the death of Frigid Man was put aside. Qin Feng brought the topic back to business. Governor Ouyang, if it's possible, can you take me to see Madame Zixia's condition now? Ouyang Jun was slightly stunned. Of course, he was anxious to see Madame Zixia, but he didn't expect that Qin Feng would still be in the mood to see a doctor after killing the great elder of Xian medical sect. It seemed that he really didn't put Xian medical sect in his heart. Okay, thank you, young hero Qiao. Please follow me. Ouyang Jun led the way, and Qin Feng entered the inner room alone. Zhang Kuku and Xiaoli waited outside. The room was decorated with a lot of wood carvings. They were antique, showing the owner's noble identity and refined taste. On a large mahogany bed, a woman in red was lying quietly. Her skin was fair and tender, but her eyes were tightly shut. She looked like a sleeping beauty who would never wake up. Qin Feng had seen too many beautiful women, but he was still stunned by Madame Zixia's beauty. But he didn't have any other thoughts. Soon, he discovered a problem. Madame Zixia didn't have a trace of cultivation aura. Madame Zixia is an ordinary person? Qin Feng murmured in his heart. He couldn't help but remember that under the notice wall, many cultivators were talking about Ouyang Jun and Madame Zixia. At that time, someone said that Governor Ouyang didn't care about what the secular world thought of him and stayed with Madame Zixia for a long time. Qin Feng didn't understand it at that time, but now he was enlightened. The divine continent was a world of cultivation. Cultivation was more important than anything else. The level of one's realm represented the level of one's status. Ordinary people who couldn't cultivate were at the bottom of the social ladder. It was not hard to imagine how difficult it was for a peak true spirit realm expert like Governor Ouyang to marry Madame Xixia. Qin Feng's impression of Ouyang Jun rose when he thought of this. He was also a man who was infatuated with love. For the sake of the woman he loved, he didn't hesitate to enter the inner hidden sect from the martial world outside of China. Then he went to the divine land, and now he came to the divine continent. He knew how difficult it was for lovers to get together. Young hero Qiao, how is Madame Xixia? Can you cure her? Qin Feng had just entered the room, but Ouyang Jun was already sweating profusely. It was obvious that he was really in love with Madame Xixia. Governor Ouyang, I can't guarantee that I can cure her, but I'll try my best. If it's convenient, I'd like to check Madame Xixia's pulse. Qin Feng said. Of course, of course. Ouyang Jun moved aside. Qin Feng sat on the edge of the bed and put 3 fingers on Madame Xixia's snow-white wrist. He had obtained a set of 5 elements acupuncture technique manual from the system, but the last time he used it was in Huaxia. It had been almost 2 years since he came to the divine mainland, but it felt like a century had passed. Thousands of scenes flashed through Qin Feng's mind. There were sweet scenes with women, scenes of fighting side by side with Lu Jie and his brothers, and moments of reunion with his father, grandfather, Qin Yi, and other relatives. Qin Feng couldn't help but miss China and his friends there. But he quickly calmed down. He knew that he was now in the divine continent, and he was treating Madame Xixia. Madame Xixia's pulse was stable, and there was no sign of illness. Qin Feng frowned slightly and secretly channeled some qi into Madame Xixia's meridians. But when the qi circulated through Madame Xixia's body, there was still no result. Young hero Qiao, can she be cured? Ouyang Jun knew it wasn't good to disturb Qin Feng, but he couldn't help but feel nervous. When he saw Qin Feng's increasingly serious expression, Ouyang Jun was already mentally prepared. This kind of feeling was painful, but he was used to it. He lost count of the number of famous doctors he had invited over the past year. But in the end, all he heard was that Madame Xixia couldn't be cured. I can't say for sure now. Let me try again. Qin Feng didn't give up. He used the silver needles to check Madame Xixia's body again, but the result was the same. Master, why don't you let the hunting turtle try? Just when Qin Feng was at his wit's end, Little Pig's voice came. Qin Feng rolled his eyes. I can't believe you came up with this idea. If you let the hunting turtle enter Madame Xixia's body, won't it swallow her whole? Little Pig pouted and complained. Master, can't you tell the hunting turtle not to swallow people? It listens to you. Just let it find something bad. Qin Feng didn't think the hunting turtle could cure her. He only knew that this little guy's devouring ability was so strong that it could even swallow Buddha Light Realm and True Spirit Realm cultivators. However, since Little Pig said so, it meant that this method was feasible. City Lord Ouyang, I'll try one last method. Don't worry. When Qin Feng came back to his senses, he saw Ouyang Jun pacing back and forth in the room. It was clear that he was very anxious. Thank you, young hero Qiao. Young hero Qiao, don't feel burdened. I know that Madame Xixia's illness isn't easy to cure. No matter the result, I have to thank young hero Qiao, Ouyang Jun said. Qin Feng nodded. He was more and more satisfied with the city lord's character. He didn't waste any more time. With a thought, a black shadow quickly jumped into Madame Xixia's skin. Even Ouyang Jun couldn't see the hunting turtle's appearance clearly. Young hero Qiao, what was that black shadow just now? Ouyang Jun was shocked. He didn't expect an insect to fly so fast. Chapter 1801. Don't worry, City Lord Ouyang. It's a poisonous insect that I've raised to treat illnesses. Qin Feng could only make up a story. If he told Ouyang Jun that the hunting turtle was a level 9 star beast that devoured cultivators' inner qi to survive, he would be scared to death. That's good, that's good. Thank you, young hero Qiao. Ouyang Jun let out a long sigh of relief. Qin Feng sat on the edge of the bed with a straight face. He looked nonchalant, but he was actually very nervous. Although the hunting pincer was a level 9 star beast, it was still in its initial state. Qin Feng didn't know if this little star beast's intelligence was not fully developed, or if it was because it was a level 9 star beast that it was naturally arrogant. But this little guy sometimes ignored Qin Feng's words. Qin Feng was afraid that the hunting turtle would be disobedient again and devour Madame Zixia's tendons and internal organs. Qin Feng felt that he should just use the level 7 Earth Escape Talisman to escape. After the time it took for a stick of incense to burn, the hunting turtle jumped out of Madame Zixia's body. Fortunately, this little guy still had a sense of the big picture and didn't devour Madame Zixia's body. Ayo, ayo, ayo. The hunting turtle made a strange sound. Qin Feng frowned. What is this little guy saying? Little Pig laughed. Master, you're a beast king. You should learn the beast language. The hunting turtle said that it found the thing that caused Madame Zixia's illness and brought it out. Qin Feng immediately became spirited. He moved his mind and saw the hunting turtle spit out a ball of black liquid. This is poison. Qin Feng's first reaction was, Little Pig said, it's hard to say whether it's poison or not. Master can spend 5,000 hedonist points and let the system extract it. Extracting the poison's components cost 5,000 hedonist points. This meant that this poison was not simple. Although it was painful, Qin Feng still gave the order. Ding! The poison components have been extracted. The poison is called intestine severing powder, a secret poison of the divine continent's Xian medical sect. Host's total hedonist points, 529,000. After knowing the source of the poison, Qin Feng was stunned. How could it be a secret poison of the Xian medical sect? Young hero Qiao, what's the situation? Ouyang Jun had been paying attention to Qin Feng's expression to see if he could cure the madam's illness. When he saw Qin Feng frown, he immediately asked, City Lord Ouyang, do you have any grudges with the Xian medical sect before? Qin Feng asks. Ouyang Jun was stunned. Wasn't he treating his wife? Why do they suddenly bring up the topic of Xian men? Young hero Qiao, I don't have any dealings with the Xian medical sect. If it weren't for the people of the Xian medical sect taking the initiative to come and treat me, I wouldn't have thought of this sect. Ouyang Jun says. This time, it's Qin Feng's turn to be astonished. Isn't the Xian medical sect the most famous 5-star medical sect in the northern Sand continent? Why hasn't Ouyang Jun found someone from the Xian medical sect to treat Madam? Seemingly seeing Qin Feng's doubts, Ouyang Jun doesn't wait for him to ask and continues. Young hero Qiao might not know, but on the surface, that Xian medical sect appears to be a righteous medicine sect. But in my position, I naturally know a few dark sides that ordinary cultivators find hard to see. In fact, while Xian men are saving people, they're also harming people at the same time. Every time they treat a patient, they won't cure the patient in one go. They'll even deliberately aggravate the patient's condition. Then they'll charge a high fee to cure the patient. It's precisely because of these reasons that I haven't asked the Xian medical school's cultivators to come here. I'm afraid that they'll harm Madam instead. I didn't expect that today a frigid elder would take the initiative to come here. It wouldn't be good for me to refuse. Now, Qin Feng understood. He also understood about the intestine severing powder. Just then, he even suspected that the system had made a mistake in retrieving information, but now, he seemed to have seen a shocking conspiracy. Young hero Qiao, why did you suddenly mention Xian men? Could it be that you've discovered Madam's illness? Is it related to Xian men? For Ouyang Jun to be able to reach this stage, he was naturally a brilliant person. He quickly saw where the problem was. Qin Feng said truthfully, City Lord Ouyang, I just used a goo to check Madam's body and found that she was poisoned by the intestine-shattering powder. What? Intestines severing powder? That's the Xian medical sect's secret poison recipe. Other people might not know, but I've heard of it. Ouyang Jun really knew quite a bit. This saved Qin Feng the trouble of explaining it to him. Young hero Qiao, are you sure it's the intestine-shattering powder? Ouyang Jun's complexion became ice-cold. This man, who's always been amiable and low-key, suddenly surged with murderous intent, making Qin Feng feel as if he'd fallen into an ice house. City Lord Ouyang, there's no need for me to deceive you. Qin Feng secretly urged the creation chapter's incantation. Only then did he manage to gasp for a few breaths. With a loud bang, Ouyang Jun casually swatted out with his palm, and the jade wall on the opposite side immediately collapsed. Good, Xian medical sect. I, Ouyang Jun, have no grievances or enmity with you, yet you dare to harm my madam. If I don't avenge this enmity, I'm not a man. When Ouyang Jun gets angry, it's really terrifying. This is the might of a true spirit realm apex, revered expert, like a dragon's reverse scale that can't be violated. But Qin Feng isn't afraid. Instead, he reveals an appreciative gaze. He knows that Ouyang Jun is angry because of love. This kind of man who dares to love and hate is very much to his liking. Young hero Qiao, I've really let you see a joke. You and those two friends first stay in the mansion. I'll immediately go to the Xian medical sect to look for the antidote. Ouyang Jun is about to set off. He knows that the intestine-severing powder is a secret poison of the Xian medical sect. Other people simply don't have the antidote. But without waiting for him to go out the door, Qin Feng's voice floats out. City Lord Ouyang, I have a way to cure Madame Xia. As for the matter of the Xian medical sect, I also have a better plan. I don't know if City Lord Ouyang can trust me. In fact, Qin Feng didn't expect Ouyang Jun to be so impulsive. The two of them haven't known each other for long, and the other wants to kill the Xian medical sect because of his words. This somewhat goes against common sense. But it's not that Ouyang Jun is all brawn and no brains. On the contrary, he can become the city lord of Xixia City and step into the peak of the true Spirit Realm 9. Naturally, he has outstanding talent and brains. It's just that when it comes to Madame Xia, Ouyang Jun momentarily lost his reason and thought. When he calms down a bit, there's a somewhat complicated look in his eyes. Young hero Qiao, don't blame me for speaking too bluntly. How did you find out that Madame was poisoned by the intestine-severing powder? And how could you possibly have the antidote for the intestine-severing powder? Qin Feng knows that Ouyang Jun has already calmed down. Regarding his questioning, Qin Feng doesn't get angry, because as long as it's someone with a bit of brains, they'll have these doubts. But for a moment, Qin Feng doesn't know how to explain. After all, it's not him who found out about the intestine-severing powder, but the Hedonist sovereign system. But the matter of the system absolutely can't be said. Even if he says it, Ouyang Jun won't believe it. City Lord Ouyang, forgive me for having a hidden trouble, but I can first cure Madame's illness to prove that I have no ill intentions. Ouyang Jun ponders for a while, and finally nods in agreement. He can see that Qin Feng is only at the Buddha's aura 3 changes realm. Even if the aura on his body is stronger than that of ordinary Buddha's aura 3 changes realm cultivators, as a revered expert at the peak of the true Spirit Realm 9, he's completely not afraid of Qin Feng playing tricks under his nose. Chapter 1802. Qin Feng sat back down on the bedside and began to treat Madame Xia. Actually, rather than saying that he was treating, it would be better to say that the Hedonist sovereign system was treating. Regarding the Xian medical sect's secret recipe, intestine-severing powder, Qin Feng had no way of removing it. He bought a bottle of universal antidote from the system and easily treated Madame Xia's illness. With dream, swimming, loth after the time it takes to burn a stick of incense, the sound of Madame Xia coughing came from the bed. Ouyang Jun's expression changed, and he immediately rushed over. Madam? Are you awake, madam? How do you feel? Do you want some water? Ouyang Jun saw that his wife had really woken up and was looking at him with a pair of big eyes. Qin Feng let out a sigh of relief and said, City Lord Ouyang, the madam has been bedridden for more than a year, and her body is extremely weak now. Moreover, the madam is a mortal who is not cultivated, so it's not good for me to feed her healing pills in case her body can't take it. Why don't you let the servants boil some blood and qi nourishing soup first? We'll go outside to talk, and let the madam rest well. Qin Feng never forgot the purpose of coming to Ouyang Manor. Since Madame Zixia had been cured, he planned to get the jade token as soon as possible and make a trip to Purple Cloud Valley. When they arrived at the outer room, Zhang Cuckoo and Xiao Li had already been arranged to rest in the guest room. Ouyang Jun was very emotional. His voice was trembling when he spoke. "Young Master Qiao, I, Ouyang, am unable to repay you for saving Madame's life. If you ever need my help in the future, please do not hesitate to ask." Qin Feng smiled and said, "City Lord Ouyang's words are too serious. It's fine as long as you don't suspect me." Ouyang Jun's face turned red, and he quickly said, "I did have a misunderstanding with young Hero Qiao before. I hope young Hero Qiao won't blame me. Don't be in a hurry to leave with those two friends. Let me entertain the three of you for a few days, okay? I still have other important matters to attend to, so I won't be staying in your mansion. However, I'll have to trouble City Lord Ouyang to take care of my two friends. I'll come back to pick them up after I'm done with my business." Qin Feng knew the Violet Cloud Valley was full of danger, so he planned to go alone. If he brought Zhang Cuckoo and Xiao Li with him, he would feel a little awkward. "Young Hero Qiao, how did you solve Xian Yimin's secret poison prescription?" Ouyang Jun still couldn't figure it out. Previously, he was suspicious of Qin Feng, but now he was just curious. "Forgive me for not being able to tell you how to detoxify the poison, but there is something I must remind the city lord. Judging from the condition of the madam's body, she has been poisoned for at least a year, and the intestine-severing powder is a slow-acting poison that needs to be taken continuously in order to take effect. From the looks of it, someone has been poisoning the madam for the past year." After Qin Feng finished speaking, the outer room was immediately filled with an icy aura, making people feel as if they had fallen into hell. Ouyang Jun's eyes were bloodshot, and his fists were clenched so tightly that cracking sounds could be heard. His beloved wife had been poisoned for a year, and he didn't even notice it at all. The pain and anger he felt was indescribable. "Who is it? Who dares to harm my wife? If I find out, I'll cut him into 1,000 pieces and exterminate his entire family." Ouyang Jun once again displayed the majesty of a peak true spirit realm expert. At that moment, Qin Feng felt a trace of fear. Seemingly aware of his loss of composure, Ouyang Feng quickly withdrew the powerful aura from his body, but his expression was still angry and cold. "City Lord Ouyang, I have an idea. Who knows, it might be able to lure out the person who poisoned the madam and help the city lord deal with the Xian medical sect." Qin Feng said. He had already thought of this idea. Ouyang Jun became spirited, but Qin Feng was not in a hurry to speak. After giving him a look, Ouyang Jun immediately understood and arranged a soundproof array outside the room. After the time it takes to burn a stick of incense, the two walked out of the room. Qin Feng went to look for Zhang Cuckoo and Xiao Li, while Ouyang Jun acted as if nothing had happened and went outside the mansion to look for new patients. No one knew that Madame Zixia had already woken up. Everything inside and outside the mansion was as usual, as if nothing had happened. At this moment, the cultivators gathered outside the Ouyang mansion were in a heated discussion, and the topic of their discussion was Qin Feng. At this moment, someone had already received the news that the youngster who injured Elder Shun, Ian Shibang, was the #1 genius of the Northern Sand Continent, who had recently become famous in Benji Market. "City Lord Ouyang has come out," someone exclaimed. One by one, the cultivators guarding outside the door looked over, and for a moment, the noise was like a tide. City Lord Ouyang's expression is grave. Obviously, the madam's illness has not been cured. It seems that even Senior Qiao Feng is powerless. Even the #1 genius of the Northern Sand Continent couldn't cure the madam. What kind of illness do you think Madame Zixia has? Not only young hero Qiao Feng, I also saw the great elder of the Xian medical sect enter the mansion. It seems that even the great elder of the Xian medical sect couldn't cure Madame Zixia. After knowing that the great elder of the Xian medical sect had come, many people revealed a surprised expression. That was the great elder of the Xian medical sect. If even he couldn't cure the illness, there was an 80% chance that no one in the entire northern sand continent could cure it. Suddenly, many cultivators ran away. They originally came to try their luck for the Xixia Valley Jade card, but since the great elder of the Xian medical sect couldn't cure it, they felt that this luck would never come. The originally crowded and noisy scene outside the Ouyang mansion became deserted, leaving only a dozen or so cultivators waiting in line to enter the mansion to see the doctor. Ouyang Jun maintained a gloomy expression and entered the house with a cultivator. "Steward Wu, why are you here?" Arriving at the madam's room, there was an old man inside the house. This person was the old steward of the Ouyang mansion. Usually, he was the one who brought the madam's meals. Steward Wu's hand trembled, almost dropping the medicine bowl on the plate. Panic flashed in his eyes, and he said with a chuckle, "Lord, it's time for the madam to drink her medicine. I'll put the medicine here." "Wait, don't go first." Ouyang Jun coldly snorted. Steward Wu stopped in his tracks, his back facing Ouyang Jun, a layer of sweat on his forehead. "Lord Ouyang, is there anything else?" "Steward Wu, do you have to turn your back to me when you speak? Is it because you have a guilty conscience? Speak. Was it you who poisoned the madam?" Ouyang Jun suddenly became angry, scaring the cultivator who came with him to treat the illness into sitting on the ground. Steward Wu, on the other hand, was a bit more courageous, or perhaps he was mentally prepared. At this time, he was still standing in the room, but his legs were slightly trembling. "Lord, I don't know what you're talking about." Steward Wu still had a trace of a fluke in his heart. Ouyang Jun scolded. "You still won't admit it? The madam has already been cured. She was poisoned by Xian medical sect's secret intestine-severing powder. Am I right?" With his back facing Ouyang Jun, Steward Wu's face was full of panic. He didn't say anything more, and suddenly leaped towards the door. At the same time, he pinched an escape talisman in his hand, and his mouth chanted the incantation to activate it. But before his figure could disappear, a loud noise exploded on his body, knocking him back into the room. "Lord Ouyang, it seems that my guess was right. There's a problem with your mansion, steward." A clear voice came from the door, and Qin Fen walked into the room with large strides. Steward Wu was precisely slapped into the room by him, and he even snatched away the rank 5 escape talisman from the steward's hand. The room suddenly became quiet, and the atmosphere was somewhat strange. The cultivator who came with him to treat the illness was still sitting on the ground, his body trembling uncontrollably. "Lord Ouyang, young hero Qiao, this matter has nothing to do with me. I hope the two of you can spare this lowly one." Qin Fen frowned, realizing that since the other party recognized his identity, he didn't need to ask, and guessed that the information of his identity should have been transmitted to Xixia City. Ouyang Feng let that cultivator go, leaving only the 3 of them in the room. Steward Wu was drenched in sweat, but even now, he still didn't admit his actions. Lord Ouyang, what do you mean by this? I've worked in Ouyang Mansion for more than 10 years, and I've been diligent and loyal. How can Lord Ouyang suspect me just because of an outsider's words?" Steward Wu was still using the trick of injuring himself to gain the confidence of others. If Madame Xixia hadn't really woken up, Ouyang Jun would have suspected that between him and Qin Fen, it was he who was lying. "You still have a nerve to say this? In these past 10 years, I, Ouyang Jun, have been good to you. When you just entered Ouyang Mansion, you hadn't even stepped into the cultivation realm, and it was me who gave you the pills to help you step into the realm of immortal qi. Who would have thought that you would actually do something like poisoning Madam? Where's your conscience?" Ouyang Jun angrily rebuked, then looked towards Qin Fen and said, "Young hero Qiao, is it possible to find evidence that he poisoned Madame Xixia so that he can die knowing the truth?" Qin Fen nodded his head and walked to the side of the medicine bowl that Steward Wu brought over. When Steward Wu saw this scene, his body trembled even more violently. He wanted to rush up and destroy that bowl of poison, but when he thought that he wasn't Qin Fen's opponent, he could only helplessly watch Qin Fen's every move. "Lord Ouyang, if I'm not wrong, all these years, Steward Wu didn't send over good medicine, but the poison of intestine-severing powder. This golden needle of mine can detect any kind of poison, and upon contact with it, it will turn black." As Qin Fan spoke, the golden needle in his hand that was inserted into the bowl began to turn black. Ouyang Jun's face was frosty, and a frightening chill was emitted from his body. "Lord Ouyang, don't believe that brat's nonsense. Who knows if his golden needle can detect poison? He is trying to sow discord, and he definitely has ulterior motives towards Ouyang Mansion. Lord Ouyang, quickly kill that brat." Steward Wu tried his best to defend himself. Qin Fan's expression was indifferent, and he didn't care in the slightest about Steward Wu's false accusations. He carried the bowl of medicine and walked over, and said coldly, "Fine, you say that I have ulterior motives, so you only need to drink this bowl of medicine to prove your innocence." This method was simple and crude. Ouyang Jun's cold eyes stared fixedly at Steward Wu, waiting for him to act. However, after a long time, Steward Wu didn't do anything. Instead, his body was covered in layers of cold sweat. "Wu Xian, you traitorous fellow. Your elder has misjudged you. Only death can atone for your crimes." Rumble. Before Ouyang Jun's voice completely fell, Steward Wu's body suddenly exploded and instantly turned into flesh and blood. Qin Fan opened his mouth, then closed it again. He originally planned to dissuade Ouyang Jun, but Ouyang Jun attacked too quickly, and Qin Fan didn't even have a chance to speak. "Lord Ouyang, you shouldn't have been in such a hurry to kill Steward Wu. Otherwise, you might have been able to ask him a few things." Qin Fan sighed. Ouyang Jun had already calmed down. He didn't need Qin Fan to say anything, and he realized that he was rash before. He was originally a sensible and intelligent person, but he was always blinded by anger when it came to the madam. That you're tuning in to the Romance Rendezvous YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.